This Thing of Darkness by Francis Poet. Part 1. A Dangerous Animal.
Anderson! On the ground, Anderson. Stay down.
I didn't mean to hurt!
Who did you mean to hurt?
I'm hoping you're in a good mood, Alex.
When am I not?
When I share who I have for you in Seg.
This is quite a file. For a 30-year-old. Poor Mr...
Anderson.
Fill me in on the way?
Transferred here 9 years ago. Depressive, violent, suicidal. Rarely off the act file. Seriously assaulted a prison officer. Broke her nose against a door. He's in Seg. He's staged a dirty protest. Smeared shit everywhere except the observation portal, which is pristine. The better for seeing what a terrible state he's in. Still in a good mood?
You've dented it, I'll be honest. Prisons work by group consent, much like schools or workplaces or even democracies. But rates of mental disturbance in prisoners is high, and with increased overcrowding only getting worse. That's where I come in. The NHS has small mental health in-reach teams going into prisons, partnering with prison managers to help look after hundreds of inmates. On a good day, a third of the prisoners will be in difficulties. On a bad day, it's more like half. This young man had come here at just 21 after getting into trouble at another prison. And before that, he'd already done a few years in a YOI, a young offenders institution. Violence is one way of coping with the fear that imprisonment can produce in a teenager. Not just fear about the hostile environment or a long sentence. I'm talking about a more profound, bottomless dread. A feeling that you are somehow untethered from self.
Okay for us to go through to Mr. Anderson?
Aye. I wouldn't get too close.
Putting someone in segregation in prison is a little like the idea of giving a toddler a time-out. Sometimes isolation encourages people to give up their bad behaviours. On the other hand, it can make mental illness worse. These units are bleak places, not designed to intimidate, but necessarily very bare, so as not to offer ligature points, that is, anything someone might use to harm themselves. The brightly lit cells are maybe 10 feet by 10 feet, with a small window up high, a bed bolted to the wall, and a fixed toilet, or sometimes a slop bucket. Not the ideal atmosphere for me to try and make a connection with a severely distressed patient, but that's the job. Is he eating?
No, not sleeping either.
Hallucinations?
Hard to say, but his thoughts are becoming increasingly disordered. Before the dirty protest, he was demanding to see the officer whose nose he broke, but now he's making very little sense. Repeating phrases over and over.
What sort of phrases?
Mostly too mumbled to hear. I think I heard him repeating Christmas Killer. That's the name the tabloids gave
I know him.
Aye, you'll have read about him. One of the teenagers
No, I treated him in a long sentence group a while back when he was first transferred to the adult estate. When he started serving his sentence, he'd only just turned 18, an age when the brain is still developing and when hormones are effectively rewiring every cell in your nervous system. At that point, there's plenty of room for growth and adaptability. You could say his mind was a bit like a houseplant, just starting to flower when it was effectively thrust into a cupboard, deprived of light or water. While his peers were outside in the world, visibly sprouting new leaves and branches as they worked out what they believed and wanted, gendering themselves, establishing their values and making independent choices, he was left behind, stunted.
He's been doing that with his hands for hours, rubbing them like he's trying to warm up.
can't be cold.
Is he the same lad you worked with?
No. I mean, yes, it's him. But he's not the same. The last time I'd seen this man, he was part of a therapy group I'd set up for inmates serving long sentences. He'd been one of a lively, articulate mix of men of different ages, all with different index offences, each willingly grappling with big existential questions. How would they move forward, take responsibility for their actions? And above all, how would they do their time? I've often described my offender patients as survivors of a disaster where they are the disaster. And in group therapy, they work together to recover themselves, each trying to find their way to an understanding of what they've done. I've seen how this work can allow people to reach a place of acceptance and even some peace of mind. But in this case, as I gazed at Mr. Anderson all these years later, his body and the walls of his cell smeared with excrement, it appeared that the rescue effort had been catastrophic. We talked last week about change and saying goodbye to a member of our group. And this week we're saying hello to Finn, a new member.
Oh, she's calling you a member, mate.
I know some of you felt a bit apprehensive about that, and there's a very good chance that Finn will feel similarly apprehensive joining our group. So I think it's important
No, wait, can I do introductions, Dr. Alex? Can I, please?
Go ahead, Twitch.
Right, brilliant. I'll start with Honk. Honk is a wee bit special in this group.
Who the hell's Honk?
Well, you. The oldest first-time criminal in this place. Tell them what you're in for, Honk.
Import violations. And my name's not Honk, it's Simon.
Honk, because of his nose.
See, there's no way Twitch would be talking about my nose if I was in for violent crime.
Strong nose, beautiful nose. It's the best bit about your face, mate. Then, this is slug. Because of those two black things that sit above his eyes.
They're called eyebrows, Twitch, and we've all got them.
Aye, but yours, majestic, mate.
How does he get away with this crap?
Anthony and Simon know that no observation is off limits in group, so long as it's spoken with respect.
I'll answer to anything, so long as I like the question.
Aye, Slug's in for murdering a guy in a park, but there were mitigating circumstances, know what I mean? And me, I'm Twitch. You'll like me more if I don't tell you what I'm in for. My name's inked on my neck here, just in case you forget it. See the dot in the eye? That's for an old cigarette burn. Your turn.
Finn, doing 12 for culpable homicide. What?
Nah, man. Finn will not do. I'm going to call you Peach Fuzz, because of the cute wee wispy hairs on that baby face.
Call me that again and I'll end you.
Oh, Peach is going to get punchy. Officer in the corner will not like
Enough.
that.
You should shut your face.
Sit back down, please, Finn.
He is taking the piss.
Piss.
Calm down. He's harmless.
None about Twitch is harmless.
Please sit back down.
Fine. Finn's the only name I'll answer to, but...
You think I'm answering to Honk?
Honkety honk.
Simon, maybe you could tell Finn a bit about the group.
Everybody here's got long sentences, but that's where the similarities between us end.
What counts as long?
What do you think counts as long?
What doesn't? Single day in the adult estate ages you, man.
I'd swap your 12 for my 17. You won't even serve the full 12, but my life sentence means 17 is the minimum and I'll be on licence until the day I die. You know, as if I'm getting out at 72 and seeing what mischief I can get into.
A life sentence? For import violations?
I smuggled in 80 kilos of snow for Holland.
I signed some paperwork, and for that I got the same sentence as these reprobates.
Hey!
Anthony's 20 and Twitch is 22.
22. I win.
Does this feel like a game that people win or lose, Twitch?
Spent my 40th birthday locked up because some tit went bouncing on the suicide netting. Set the bar for my 50th and 60th, so yeah, winning.
22 years isn't long enough for what you did.
Did I say it was too long?
How do I only get 5 years less for a non-violent crime than he does for the kind of crime the ancient Greeks wrote about? System's totally broke.
Why does it matter to you how long Twitch is incarcerated, Simon?
Forget it. Focus on Finn. It's all new for him. He'll have stuff he wants to get off his chest.
None of this is new. He stepped inside this place before I could reach the light switches at home. My Uncle Andy's in here. A1.
Not mad, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you regretting the old peach fuzz thing now, Twitch?
I didn't.
Whatever. Just saying, I know this place.
You're still very new to the adult estate. Does knowing this place make it feel any safer?
Oh, never said I felt safe.
Do you feel unsafe?
I would feel safe if Mad Andy was my uncle. Except if I had to talk to him.
Do you want to say a bit more about when you visited your uncle as a child?
Dunno.
I'm interested in the way you described yourself as somebody not yet tall enough to reach the light switches.
Just meant I was wee.
What's it like to be afraid of the dark?
Right, Peachy wasn't he supposed to be... I mean, I like peaches.
Is that right, aye?
No, listen. It could have called you worse, man. Like, scab fingers, because they are well gross, man. Do you know you're supposed to stop biting them at the nail?
Anthony, you joined this group shortly after moving to the adult estate. What do you remember about that time?
I didn't have an uncle looking out for me.
Oh, I put a target on your back.
Any more, Anthony?
Kind of like starting again. Same old crap, no canteen credit, no PIN number for calls.
Aye, they still haven't transferred my credit. Been brushing my teeth with fresh air since I got here.
Sounds like an excuse for having minging breath.
Can't speak to anyone till they activate my new pen, and I'm only getting my first visit weeks in because it's taking them so long to get it approved.
Don't start me on that. My son was 5 years old and I was banged up.
Nah, he didn't have his kid until he was 50 Shades of Grey.
What, are you going to let me finish?
Right.
My wife wanted to bring in the lad when I was on remand. And when I asked one of the officers why it was taking ages to process the request, he says to me, deadly serious, he says it's because they have to do a criminal record check on a 5-year-old. I decided then and there I didn't want Jack anywhere near this dump. Didn't see me boy for a single day during his 6th year, except for photos. Now he's 7.
You should let him visit you.
Well, what do you know about it?
Kid has a dad. You should be allowed to see him.
So we can learn all about how to be a loser.
Or learn how not to be.
It didn't work for you.
Oh, he shoots, he scores.
Kids without dads are 4 times as likely to offend. So the best way to raise a loser is not to see him.
Where did you get that stat? Did your mum read it to you as a bedtime story?
And my mum was mostly too high for bedtime stories.
Does anybody have any strategies to share with Finn?
Aye.
Ways you coped when you first arrived here?
Aye. See, I practised magic tricks, but the only thing I made disappear was my marbles.
Shake switch.
Anthony? Simon?
Just keep your head down.
That's what they want you to do. Easier for them if you're just a number in a room. They're desperate in YOI to put a lid on all the mad kid energy, so there's tons of stuff for you to do. But here, look, it's better for them if you just stay in your cell, head down, on autopilot, because that's the way that things run smooth. So you got to join stuff. Weekly meetings out of your cell. Religious services are your jam, aren't they, Twitch?
Oh, aye. I'm Muslim on Friday, Jewish on Saturday, and Christian on Sunday.
Aye. Find ways of getting out your cell, or your time will go heavy slow.
Does that feel helpful, Finn?
Not particularly.
Aye, well, it's not going to help him, is it? He's already checking out.
Why do you say that, Anthony?
Look at the orange file, he's hiding under his chair.
Not hiding anything.
Suicide file, is it?
The file so officers can keep an eye on vulnerable folks, which...
It's about them covering their backs.
Aye.
I shouldn't be on it.
Why are you then?
Stopped eating for a few days. No biggie.
Don't put you on act for skipping a few meals. Group's all about being honest, mate.
What you said about autopilot, about them wanting us easy, it's the same with the act file. Bad enough we have to be in here, but they want us happy about it. But the only way you can be is if you block out what you're missing. Like those sailors in that story. They plug their ears with wax so they can hear.
Can you explain, Finn?
You know, Odysseus and the sirens. did it in YOI. I thought I'd hate it, but Jade, our teacher was dead good at making it feel... Yeah.
Can you tell us more?
Nah, forget it.
Well, I think I remember the myth. Odysseus is a hero sailing home from the Trojan War. He's been warned of the dangers of sailing past the sirens because their song is deadly. So ingeniously, he gets all his sailors to put beeswax in their ears. But Odysseus is curious about the song, so he gets his crew to chain him up so he can listen without dying. Is that right, Finn?
Aye. A song makes him go crazy, and he's ripping at his chains trying to break free.
What's the point of this?
Does he get free?
Nah, his crew hold him tight.
So they all survive?
Well, nah. One of them sees Odysseus begging and realises how, powerful the song must be. Scoops the beeswax out of his ears and listens. But he's not chained, so he jumps into the sirens who, drown him and eat him.
Brutal.
It's like in here. Serving your time. You most get through by being sailors. Sitting in the cells watching daytime telly. Yeah. Like what you said, Anthony. Autopilot. This, numb place where you can pretend you're not missing the best bits of life.
Loose women's the beeswax in your ears.
I like property shows, but the truly miserable people in here are all Odysseus. You know you're being kept from something beautiful out there, and you want to tear away the chains, but you can't. That's when they put you on the act.
What's beautiful out there? No siren ever sang to me. Not even when I put on my best aftershave.
Siren song isn't about pulling some bird. It's days at the seaside, sandcastles, it's birthdays and bath time.
That's a powerful parallel.
So, who is the sailor who pulls out the beeswax and dives in? He's done a Shawshank and then got out of prison.
Nah. He's killed himself. That's the third option in here. Denial, misery, or death.
That there is why they gave you an orange file, mate. Gonna depress the crap out of all of us.
If we had longer, we could explore what's beyond the journey for these sailors. There was a homecoming, a place from which the siren song was only a memory never to be heard again. That's been a very positive session.
You think?
Well, you don't, Anthony?
I wasted half of it talking about beeswax, so no, I'm not sure it was useful actually.
I hadn't seen Anthony be so snippy and quick to criticise. Before Finn's arrival, he'd been progressing well, and I'd felt hopeful for him and the others. They might tease and spar, but they understood that group was a place to look at yourself, a much-needed safety zone. But you can never tell how these therapy groups are going to respond to change. Afterwards, when I was making my notes on that session, I did consider whether I'd said too much about the Odysseus myth. Perhaps I'd wrongly focused on the idea of homecoming, possibly because I so badly wanted these men to land safely somewhere, to come to be at home in their new identities, if they could. Already I had a sense of how choppy the waters were going to be. We'd all need to pull together if they were going to make it to shore. Anthony, do you want to join us so we can get started?
No, here.
Is Finn on his way?
Corridor's empty.
Doesn't look like he's going to show them.
Peach is playing hooky.
You still running with the nickname then? Brave.
You all right, Anthony?
Not feeling it today.
Why don't you sit down and tell us why?
You're making the officer there nervous, and I don't think hanging around the door's respectful to the doctor. Basic common manners, mate.
You think you're so much better than us.
You what?
You and your I don't belong here.
I don't.
Your paperwork put 80 kilos of cocaine onto the street.
That's a made-up number for the confiscation proceedings.
Anthony, it sounds like you have something really important to say. Can you sit down and say
I
it?
don't want to do this today.
Piss off then.
I hurt less people than you.
What? You're delusional. I never killed anyone.
Folk will have OD'd in the coke you smuggled in.
Wrong. Most ODs from cocaine happen when people are smoking, drinking or taking other drugs too. Cocaine's not heroin, mate.
Aye, what did they do when they were out there knotting your coke, though? Who did they hurt?
Oh, I get it. You're trying to blame me for your lad in the park?
Twitch was on coke, now if his index too.
Aye, cocaine, amphetamines, bottle of vodka, the lot, man. Guy who arrested me said in court that I was so high I didn't look human.
Stands to reason. No human could do what you did.
It's easier to kill a person than you think, Simon.
There's nothing easy about swinging a metal rake into a young man's skull.
You weren't there. Unless the coca was almost from one of your batches, then you kind of were there with me, hand on the rake.
This is out of line.
Amount of Twitch was on, he should have been slumped on the floor. Bet that coke pepped you up, didn't it, Twitch? Kept you going. If you'd been in a heap, you couldn't have done what you did.
Sounds about right.
So Simon's the reason Twitch's mum's dead.
And your part, guy.
Alcohol fuels more murders than drugs. The cocaine I brought in was hidden in amongst legally obtained alcohol, but I'm not serving a 17 stretch for importing Avocat from Amsterdam, am I? Are you going to let them get away with this, Doctor? Blaming me for the messed up shit that they did? I thought group was about taking responsibility for our crimes.
Anthony, it would really help if you could sit down and say what it is you need to
I'm
say.
not staying.
I only did it for me boy, to set him up. Private school, a fund for him to buy his own place, but they took it all away. They left him with nothing.
Except a con for a dad.
What's your problem with me today?
Well, if everybody's standing.
No, thank you, Twitch.
Right, I'm sitting.
How can we understand what's happening here?
He shouldn't talk about me boy. He's trying to make me feel guilty.
Does talking about your son make you feel guilty?
Why are we talking about me when it's him who's coming here with an attitude problem?
Sidestepping, Simon. Doctor asked you a question.
The day the police came, we were out on a trampoline. It wasn't really big enough for all three of us, but we're playing this game where Jack's all powerful. Points his finger and knocks us over. His face is pink with giggling, and we're all laughing. Sort of laughing that makes your stomach hurt, and then I hear the door closing on the police car. And I know, in that moment, I've thrown it all away. So yeah, I feel guilty.
Sorry, Simon. I just don't want to be here today.
Can you tell us why, Anthony?
How come he gets to just not turn up?
You mean Finn?
It's deliberate. To get under my skin.
Peachy seemed alright to me.
Because you don't know him.
And you do?
Aye. I know him alright.
Has something happened with Finn and you since our last session?
Not with me. With my mum. At visits. I get 45 minutes with her. This week I only got 10. It's not enough. His fault.
Finn was at visits when you were there with your mum?
With some bird. Other side of the room. Didn't see him at first.
What are you picking the cherries out for? The cherries are why I made the bloody things. They used to be your favourite.
Annie's favourite, maybe.
No, she was never a fan. Every time I went to make something, I'd have to go to the shops because you'd have scoffed a lot out the cupboard.
It wasn't me.
I am telling you, it was. They eat up. They're good.
They'll be better without the cherries, but yeah. Cheers. How was Danny?
Oh, she's delighted. She finally managed to get her work to agree to a 3-day week.
Lazy cow.
Don't start on your sister. She's managing her energy levels so she doesn't get a string of flare-ups.
Should kick her out. She'd suddenly manage her CF fine.
I encouraged her to reduce her days. It's all about infection prevention, Anthony.
Cystic fibrosis is the perfect excuse for her to get out of everything, including visiting me.
Oh, see, you two, honestly, do you know you fought each other from the very start? Gillian and all the neighbours called you twinimies. I told you she's cheating on her man.
Danny?
No, Gillian.
2 doors down, Gillian.
Aye. Well, see, she's been very good to me about my blood pressure since she found me having one of my dizzy spells. So, when her husband tells me that she's not well, I decided to take round some soup, right? But, so this big bearded guy answers the door. And so I think, oh well, she must have the builders in. And I'm explaining about the soup when Gillian dances in wearing this lacy thing that would look ridiculous on Beyonce.
Oh.
And she hasn't realised anybody's at the door. So she's swaying up to the beat.
What, boring Gillian? Grey Vauxhall Vectra Gillian?
Oh, she changed that for a grey Nissan 2 years back. But aye, anyway. So, there is nothing boring about the way that she is shimmying up to this Hulk, right, while her husband's at work. And she's got all the moves, and she's pulling this sexy pout. And then she sees me. Oh, if you could have seen it, Anthony, her face. Everything stops for what feels like forever. Nobody says a thing. She's standing in her lace. I'm holding the suit. He's standing between us. And then, right, she just pegs it away. I have never seen her move so fast. And I pass the soup over at the guy. And I says, oh, I do hope Gillian feels a bit better.
No. You're kidding me on.
She's been avoiding me ever since. She practically runs between her front door and her car so she won't see me.
Oh no. I love that you left the soup.
What else was I meant to do it? Oh, do you know, you called the night it happened and I actually deliberately didn't tell you over the phone because I really wanted to see your face. And then it must have just gone clean it.
What?
That's him, isn't it? Sitting with that girl, laughing, like he's not got a care in the world.
Shh! Get your voice down.
Is it him, Anthony?
Aye, it's Finn, alright? Just ignore him.
He is the reason that you are in here, Anthony.
Mum, just...
Aye,
Mum.
you. Yeah, I am talking about you. Shh. Do you know you don't deserve visiting and girlfriends?
Sit down.
Sit down or you'll be forcibly removed.
I am going to make sure that you are locked away in a filthy, stinking cell where nobody will ever visit, and I'm going to make sure that everybody knows what a dangerous animal you are. Oh, aye, all right, I'm going. Get off me! I'm going, aren't I?
How does your mum know, Finn?
Peachy's a trickster, right? The best friend that made you kill that kid.
But Anthony, you're sat here with him, talking about what it means to be in chains, missing out on what's beautiful. Had to punch the little shit.
Anthony and I discussed Finn joining group at length. They were kept apart at young offenders, but he felt he would be able to handle the contact with Finn in a respectful, mature manner. And Finn agreed he would do the same.
And what about me and Simon last to know Lenny's over here? Do we not get a say?
Yeah.
I asked Finn direct what he was in for. And none of you said a word.
It's up to Finn to tell you in his own time.
Aye. So where is he?
There were no statistics to guide me, no manual to consult about bringing two co-defendants into group therapy together. When I invited Finn to join the group, his need for therapy was uppermost in my mind, and I thought both he and Anthony might benefit. Any qualms I had were overruled by my feeling that everyone in prison would be better off with some access to therapy. But as Newton might have gently reminded me, every action has an opposite and equal reaction.
You wanting tea?
I'm fine, thank you, Finn.
Good, because I've been using the same tea bag for the last 3 cups. Still haven't got my canteen credit through.
I like your wall. Somebody's well-travelled.
Guy from YOI was going to chuck them out on his Liberation Day. They're from his cousin, who's no travel writer, but has solid taste in postcards.
Which is your favourite?
The Jaipur one, with them covered in paint. Guy in the middle looks happier than I've been in my whole life.
He does look very happy. Maybe you'll go one day.
The £5 a week cell wage I get in here? The answer's no, by the way. I'm not coming back to group.
Can I ask why?
Not my thing.
That's interesting. I experienced you as saying thoughtful and helpful things.
Flattery, is it now? It's still a no.
What's the plan instead?
I'll keep my head down, watch a lot of Homes Under the Hammer.
And that's what you're going to tell the parole board when they ask you, is it?
Better than going to group and punching one of them. Trying not to do my time the way my uncle's done his. Anyway, thought you said group wasn't about how it looked for the parole boards. that it's obvious when folk come only for that reason because they don't engage or make progress.
You were listening. It's not easy to thrive in a place where there's two contradictory sets of behaviour needed in order to survive.
What does that even mean?
In here, you need to show obedience, submission and remorse to one set of people for the same crime that gives you kudos with the other.
I suppose.
It can feel impossible that these two contradictory worlds could ever match up. But in group, when it works best, they do. Over time, the space becomes safe enough to share with your peers and you work with them to move forward.
The guys in that room have already made up their mind about me. It'll never be safe for me.
What makes you so sure? Anthony told us about what happened at visits with his mum.
Anthony talks a load of shite.
He told us that his mum shouted at you, that it was upsetting and probably the reason you didn't join us.
Who's upset?
Anthony was.
Ow. She didn't scream at him.
I would find it upsetting if somebody screamed hateful things at me.
It didn't bother me. And it kinda bothered Jade because she said she was going to come back. So it worked out good for me. What? It did. Stop looking at me like that.
Like what, Finn?
Like you feel sorry for me. I'm fine. It didn't bother me.
Would you feel able to tell me if it did? You said group will never be safe for you. Is there anywhere in here that does feel safe?
Of course that isn't. Never will be. And I'm fine with that.
Are you? A very hard thing for a person to accept never being able to feel safe. So little hope in that.
Ugh, who needs hope?
I thought perhaps you did. You've decorated your room with postcards written to someone else, sent from parts of the world you've never seen. That feels a very hopeful thing to do, to enjoy a postcard because a stranger looks happy in it.
Pissing me off now.
Finn, what are you doing?
Taking it down. His stupid grin.
You said it was your favourite.
That was before I thought about the fact that I'll never manage to go. Oh, shit. What's gonna tell? Why can't they just let us use blue tack?
Let me. There. Postcard intact.
Chuck it in the bin on your way out.
Okay. If this is destined for the bin, why didn't you want it to tear?
Dunno. Should have just torn it.
I'll keep the postcard for now. If you change your mind about it, or group, we'll be waiting for you.
Why bother?
I don't know, Finn. There's just something about this image.
She said she'd make me suffer. Anthony's mum. Get me locked away in a filthy cell like an animal. Somewhere nobody will visit. She can't make that happen, can she?
Finn's fear about this mother figure, locking him up like an animal, made me curious about his own mother, who he'd referred to in group as having a substance abuse problem. I guessed that meant he'd probably been quite neglected by her as a child. Not to be too literal, I even wondered if she'd locked him up sometimes while she went out to feed her addiction, leaving this small boy in mess and chaos, helpless and alone. That kind of primal fear in childhood has toxic effects on brain development, especially those parts of the brain that are important to forming what we call the social mind. That is, the part of the mind that allows us to feel safe connecting with others. As I was listening to Finn, I wondered if that was relevant, and whether that was part of why he couldn't face a return to the long sentence group.
Who's Higgins? It's one of the screws that helps the doctor with group. Former army guy around your age. You know him? Dyed black hair, big quiff, pasty skin.
You mean dead Elvis? Why didn't you say so? Morning, Dr. Alex.
Morning, gentlemen.
And he's doing this songwriting thing.
He'll be setting in, but it's with proper musicians. They support you to write a song and they record it with professional singers, so it sounds like the real deal. They take recommendations from Higgins, so he's who you need to start sucking up.
Aye. The
prodigal son has returned.
More's the pity.
Hi, Finn. Your postcard.
Cheers.
Now she's giving him gifts. That is not right.
Yeah, give us a look.
I'm returning something that belongs to Finn.
So how come it's written to a guy named Mo?
Want to give that back?
Aye.
The guy in the
calm
middle
down.
looks pure mental.
Aye. It's called Happy. You should try it.
Says the man with the orange file.
Shall we start? Last session, we touched on feelings of guilt around family members and leaving them behind. Did anybody have any thoughts on that through the week?
Yeah. I've asked Jen to visit and bring Jack with her.
That sounds important, Simon.
I just have things I need to say to them.
Do you want to share what?
Are we not going to talk about Friends Reunited over here?
We can get to that.
You was best pals back in the day, Peachy.
Aye.
Best pals. So did you piss your pants when Slug's mobbed you out at visiting?
No, I've seen it all before, mate. Donna's up your banshee when she's pissed
Don't
off.
talk about my
I
mum.
don't give a toss about your mum.
She hates you.
Does she though? Or is she still blaming me for the trouble you've made?
You're going to shut your face.
Can we get back to what Simon was telling us about speaking to Jen and Jack?
It's fine. I've had enough input from this lot and now I've messed up my son's life.
It's good you're seeing him. Whatever the doctor thought, I said, it's not scary when you come as a kid. My mum would get all dressed up. He should be pure lovely with me and my uncle. Knowing those early visits, he'd be the nicest I'd ever known him. He was that pleased to see us.
That's very touching, isn't it, Anthony?
Aye. He tells a beautiful story, does our Finn.
You must both be very proud of you in here, saving a 12 stretch for murder.
I never killed anybody.
No, you tricked Anthony into doing it for you. You wanted that kid dead, so you made out like you were going to do it, and then you held him down for your mate to do the dirty.
You're next level smart, Peachy. Guy's dead, Slug's serving your time.
Oh, is that right?
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
It looks like Peachy's mesmerised by your eyebrows, Slug.
Gonna tell him to stop staring at me.
Why don't you try to explain to Finn why him looking at you is making you feel uncomfortable?
He knows what he's doing. Officer, are you gonna do something about this? He's attacking me.
I don't think he's attacking you, Anthony.
Accusing me.
Accusing you of what? What are you hearing?
He's saying it didn't play out the way I told you, but it did. He's lying.
I'm lying just by looking at you.
Just stop it. Stop it. Gotta stop looking at me!
Some people might say that I ought to have seen that altercation as a warning sign. But from my perspective, it was healthy. They were finding language to express painful feelings, and in therapy, that's generally a good thing. At the time, I would have said there was no reason to see this flare-up as a terrible portent of things to come.
What do you want?
Why's nobody opening my cell? I need out.
What does that to keep you in?
I'm due at group.
It might have something to do with your mum making you famous again. Page 6.
Oh, shit.
I tend to share the view of my scientific colleagues who study seismic shifts. One thing they've noticed about earthquakes is that very often wildlife in the area will start acting erratically, sometimes weeks before anything happens. When I look back at Anthony's mother's actions, the fear and anger that sent her into the arms of the tabloid press, I don't think of her as the fault that unleashed chaos, but rather as some frantic daybird disoriented by shifting forces who bursts into high anxious calls in the night. And meanwhile, in another part of the forest, there was Finn's uncle Andy, notorious in this prison, lifting his head as he senses some impending upheaval in his domain, uncoiling like a viper, preparing to strike.
Decent size budget and someone who's got a bit of vision.
About bloody time. Group started 10 minutes ago.
From your uncle.
If he's wanting a game of pool, he just needs to ask.
Get it hidden, you stupid wee gobshite.
What's it for?
That's for the kind of letter you're going to write on Anderson's face. Put it in a sock and swing it until he and his mum understand there's no more talking to the press.
We think of earthquakes as short-term. The ground shakes and cracks, buildings shudder or crumble and fall. But there are other devastating consequences that don't manifest for ages. Sometimes a series of small fissures are created far out to sea. Over the years, they may develop into a serious crack along the ocean floor. Such an image came to mind as I approached the observation window that day in Seg. A tsunami, years in the making, had ultimately come ashore and overwhelmed this poor man. He was nearly naked, skinny, grey-faced, crouched on his haunches on the bare bed, his arms and legs as smeared and soiled as the wall behind him.
Looks like he recognises you. He's not engaged with anyone for 24 hours. But here he comes.
Hello, Mr. Anderson. You may remember me, Alex Bridges. We worked together when you first entered the adult estate. For a moment, I felt encouraged. When I said who I was, I thought he smiled. Mr. Anderson, I called you by your first name back then. How would you feel if I did that now? Then I realised he wasn't smiling. He was baring his teeth. Perhaps you can tell me a little bit about how we come to be meeting here today, Anthony?
This Thing of Darkness by Frances Poet. Part 2. The Elephant in the Room.
Suppose you want me on the sofa, pouring my heart out? That's how this stuff works, isn't it?
A sofa isn't essential.
Good, because that's just chairs and some bedding I managed to get hold of. I thought they'd have confiscated the extra chair when I was in Seg.
Your sofa is important to you?
Anything to make things feel normal in here. If the telly's half decent, I can almost forget I'm banged up.
I was frustrated there was no meeting room available today, but it's good to see you in your own space.
Should explain a lot.
How so?
Listen.
You don't like ping pong?
I like it when I'm playing. But the noise, man. Makes me feel like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Requested a room transfer months ago.
Things happen slowly in here.
Understatement.
How have you been feeling?
I don't know. Kinda surreal to be back after
your time in Seg?
I get these flashes of being covered in... You think the shit would be... But it's not so bad once it dries up. It's the piss stinks the worst.
Good to know.
Feels weird it was me.
What's it like for you when the memory returns?
Can't make it fit with being back here again. Like nothing happened, I just wanted them to listen.
I'm listening. What do you want to say?
Doesn't matter now. You can sign me off, you know. I'll find autopilot again and shit when I'm supposed to.
As part of my work with the InReach team, we have an opportunity to talk a little over the next few weeks.
Nah, doesn't help. Just something you get used to that's taken away again. Let's just cut to the bit when you go.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
What?
The Shining. How about we play instead?
You and me?
You said the noise doesn't bother you when you play.
Why don't we?
The antipsychotic drugs we can prescribe after an episode like the one that sent Anthony to the SEG unit can dial down acute symptoms of mental distress pretty quickly. A matter of days. And then we can begin to talk about whatever it is that has convulsed the mind. Psychosis isn't really uncommon. We see it anywhere there are high levels of anxiety, chronic sleeplessness, isolation, and substance abuse. Unfortunately, these stresses are the fabric of prison life. Grief is often a trigger for psychosis too. So whenever I hear of a serious psychotic episode, the first question I ask is, who died? With Anthony, whose history I knew something about, I had the idea that what tipped him over the edge was complex. A combination of some of those common stresses I've mentioned, platted together with feelings of loss and shame. My worry for him was that these episodes had become a recurring event. With only a third of his sentence left to serve, he might emerge into the world at 40 or so, with the potential for a very different second half of life. That was hopeful. But there was little chance of that if he didn't work on changing his mind. That is the path to release, not just from prison, but from the confines of despair.
Whoa, what was that?
Sorry, you did rather set me up.
I didn't know this was a contact sport. Spin on that ball, man. Like a bullet.
It's all in the wrist.
Weird how calming the noises are when it's you that's making them, eh?
Big difference. Choosing a thing rather than having it inflicted on you.
Don't get to choose anything in here.
The things you do control become very important. What you put into your body and the means by which you get it out. It can feel like it's the only power you wield.
I just wanted to speak to Officer Cheney. I still do.
Why is that so important?
I hurt her. I want to say sorry.
Do you want to tell me about what happened? What's she like, Officer Cheney?
She was a talker.
Yeah? Do you like that about her?
I only get a handful of words on the wing. Can go days without. 2 minutes with Cheney and she's made up for all those missing words. It's calming, like having a duvet pulled around you.
But not on the day of the assault.
I wasn't in a good place. In my head. She was delivering me a new toothbrush and her talk, the endlessness of it. It felt like another heavy thing. I needed it to stop. And I told her.
Did she stop?
Yeah, but not in a good way. Backed off. Like I was going to hurt her. And when I stepped forward to say sorry, she backed off more and went to press her alarm. If she'd let me, if she just heard me out, it would have been...
What happened when she wouldn't listen to you?
I tried to stop her leaving. Grabbed her wee lapel. She's trying to pull the door shut, and then I think, what am I doing? So I let her go and shove the door, like, go then. Like, if you're going. I broke her nose. I just didn't want her to leave angry at me.
Why was the thought of that particularly difficult for you?
Nobody wants a person to leave angry with them.
You cannot want it while still accepting that another person's anger is out of your control.
It's not out of your control, is it? You just have to say sorry.
And if they don't accept your apology?
Then they're really trying to hurt you. Not accepting a person's apology is a bastard thing to do.
You seem to feel that very strongly. Can you think why that might be?
It's the same answer you guys come up with for everything.
Which is?
My mum. After she spoke to that journalist back then and we got pulled from group. Before she... Well, you remember how it all played out?
I remember. So you're telling me excluding those boys from my session was deliberate?
Is that really surprising to you in the circumstances?
That the important work we do in here can be derailed by a tabloid article. That's surprising to me, yes.
Look at the photograph. They're laughing. They look like they're relaxing in the pub. 2 inmates who murdered a young man together, sitting in my prison, looking like the whole thing is a big joke.
They were 17 and 18. Their lives just starting. Nothing about this is funny to them. The only joke here is a system that punishes these 2 young men instead of whichever officer or administrator illegally took a still from CCTV and sold it to a paper.
After being pitted against each other in their trial, Scotland's prison service sets up cosy therapy sessions for the Christmas killers.
Oh, typical tabloid.
The optics are awful, and until we have resolved it, I am not allowing them in your session.
These boys need this. Finn had a shaky start, but he's making good progress, and if he continues to work so constructively, he'll be taken off his ACT documentation. Anthony's found having Finn in the group challenging, but that's because it's forcing him to break down his defences. To take group away from either of them at this stage could be very damaging.
So keep one.
What?
You're telling me how important group is, and I am telling you I can't risk having more images coming out of them both together. So keep one.
One?
Or neither. It's your choice, Dr. Bridges. You should be grateful I decided against pulling the whole thing.
What upset me most that day is that our society, and particularly our media, are quick to condemn offenders for their inhumanity and demonise them for preying on the vulnerable. Then we turn around and deny them mental health care once they are vulnerable. How is it possible that one tabloid article, a blurry image in tomorrow's fish and chip wrapper, was going to stop the important work we were doing in group? The very work that could reduce Anthony and Finn's future risk to others. What other medical practitioner would be put in this position? Nobody's going to march into abdominal surgery and shout, "Stop this at once, the optics are bad."
What do you know about it?
My mum was seeing this Russian guy for a while. Liked his tattoos and knew all the meanings. Like spades means you're a thief, the diamonds means you're a snitch.
But wouldn't you get killed for the Ace of Hearts if it means what you say it does?
Nah, it's cold, isn't it? Like an earring used to be back in my day.
Been planning the Ace of Hearts design since I got banged up.
We're talking in the abstract here, aren't we, Twitch?
Aye, of course. But you know, if somebody with artistic skills did happen to fashion a motorised needle by plundering a radio motor and I saved enough junk to trade for it, I'd need a design ready.
That sort of makeshift equipment in unsanitary conditions can be very dangerous.
Nah, this guy's well sanitary. The one that I'm imagining. Like, in the future. Not now. 'Cause, like, if it were now, then dead Elvis there would be wanting his name to report him, so...
Does he mean me?
Think he might, Officer Higgins.
Now you're right, Twitch. Not just a guy doing the inking. Tattoos count as self-harm. You'd be on charges too.
It doesn't matter anyway. Finn's pissed in the whole thing.
Didn't say you shouldn't get it. Just that you should hide it when there's any Russians around.
Or show it off, depending on whether or not you want to get grisly with a Russian bit.
Stop talking about it already. Ruined it for me. That's what you do, isn't it, Peachy? Ruin stuff. You're a coward.
Anthony's not even here and you're still siding with him.
Aye? And why is Slug not here? 'Cause of you.
Oh, you can't put that on me.
It's just a fact. You're here, so he can't be.
I'm sorry we're having to work this way. Nothing about this is ideal.
It's Anthony's fault. It's his mum doing this.
You see, this new MP wants to make a name for herself. She's all about tough on crime. And so that journal I'm sort of friends with, well, I mean, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, but he is very polite. Well, he always brings me my favourite biscuits when he visits, you know, those iced lemon ones. Honestly, Anthony, I am like a rabid animal once I open a pack of them. Anyway, where was I?
The journal put you in touch with the MP.
Exactly. And she was cagey at first because, well, I'm your mum, aren't I? But when she realised that my campaign was actually about extending a sentence, upgrading his culpable homicide to murder with a life sentence, she got on board. And from there, it gathered a head of steam.
But the photograph of us in here.
See, I knew you would focus on that. The journal's put his spin on it, hasn't he? He told me from the beginning it couldn't just be me moaning about how unfair your sentence was compared to Finn's. He said he'd need to find an angle, a reason to rehash it all now. And I don't know how he got that photo. The point is, he quotes me at length. I get more words than the bloody MP. She's an elected official, and he has given me 3 paragraphs. Read it for yourself.
Finn Maxwell deserved an Oscar for the scared kid performance he gave in court. Anthony was blamed because he was 18, but my boy was a law-abiding university student who never took drugs and had no history of violence. Finn is the son of an addict and a nephew of a convicted violent criminal. He may have only been 17, but he lost... I can't even read it.
Talking about how it makes you feel is much more important for us than what she said. Can you tell us more about that?
He may have been only 17, but he lost his innocence years ago. When a sheep turns up dead in a field and there's a wolf nearby, you don't try to pin the crime on the rest of the poor sheep standing in the field.
Just like... When did she know I'd lost my innocence? When she'd let me in early on a Sunday morning and to give me breakfast because she knew my mum was pure nasty after a Saturday night binge. When she used to save the spatula for me to lick after she'd been baking because she knew it was my favourite. Did she know then I was bad? Because she never said.
It sounds like Anthony's mum showed you great kindness in your childhood.
Making up for it now, though, isn't she? I had one good thing, and she's taken it from me.
Apparently, he is close to getting the mum to speak. And if we get her, that is more pages, it's closer to the front of the paper.
Where's Mum?
She's very private, but my guy has been working his magic and he thinks she's ready.
Why involve her?
To raise the profile. If she says she thinks Finn's sentence is too lenient...
Leave the woman alone.
It will make a difference, Anthony. And she must want this too. This is about justice. In a way, I am doing this for her.
Ugh.
What I am, Anthony. We are both mothers. That animal took both our boys from us.
She's taken Jade from me.
The Odysseus chick.
Aye. She's been visiting me.
Pete, she's boning his teacher.
How's he going to do that from in here?
Not like that. She knew I was nervous about transferring here, so... And even after Donna went psycho at me, Jade kept visiting me. And then this week she was supposed to, but her name wasn't on the list.
And you think that's because of the newspaper article?
Why else? Jade's the one thing keeping me okay. That in group. And now I'm alternate weeks here and no visits from her. Anthony should know what his mum's taken from me.
How does Jade keep you okay?
She's got this way of... She's got one of her things, stories, like parables for every situation, so you can look at things different, get your head round it.
What might she say about this situation?
I don't know, do I? That's why I need to see her.
I don't suppose there is a parable for... My bird didn't mind me being a murderer until my index was back in the papers.
It's not that I'm back in the papers. It's the way Anthony's mum describes me. It isn't the truth. Actually, that is something. One of Jade's... The blind men and the elephant.
Go on.
It's like these blind guys all come across the same animal because they don't know what an elephant is. They're like, oh wow. One guy is feeling its body and saying, oh, it's a wall. And one's feeling its trunk and it'll saying it's a floating snake. The thickest snake I've ever known. And another feels its tusk and says, oh, this isn't an animal, it's a spear. It's like they're all kind of right, but they're wrong too. Donna, that stuck-up MP, them journals, none of them see me. And they don't even have the smarts to know that they're all of them groping blindly away at the same giant elephant.
You need to stop. You need to stop all this. I'm begging you, Mum.
Is he making life difficult for you?
What? No, I haven't even seen him. They're keeping us separate in groups so we do alternate weeks.
Well, that's a brilliant outcome.
I spend an extra hour a week in my cell.
That you don't have to be in a room with him? That I can protect you from him? That makes me all the more determined.
I need you to stop. Please, Mum.
I am not stopping, Anthony.
Seeing the full elephant is a really interesting thought, Finn. Could it apply to our work here? Perhaps everyone's trying to get into a position where we can see the full elephant in relation to our own index offences. Simon?
I'm starting to see more. For a while I could only see how it affected me. I still think life's too much, but I am starting to see it.
I see mine.
Bollocks.
What? How and what I did?
What, how? When you're still too much of a wuss to even tell Finn what you did?
That just means my index is the elephant in the room.
I can't see mine clearly, but that's because there's this hum around it.
Hum?
Of hate. Held it my whole life. From teachers, from my mum. You said Donna was kind to me, but what she did was just because being a mum was like her default. The hum was there the whole time, just hidden behind the cake batter and breakfast. She showed what she really thought at the trial. The hum was really loud then. Like standing by a speaker in a club. Your ears ring for ages after that sort of noise, but you know it will wear off. But now I'm back by the speaker again.
He is poison, Anthony. Years I warned you about him. Finally, you go off to uni and I think, well good, that's it, done. But he had already buried his way into you. Just took you coming home for Christmas for him to tighten his grip. And even in here, he still has you. The photograph of the two of you made me feel sick.
I'm not what Donna says. How am I the wolf when the worst I did to Veer was give him a few bruises?
Yeah, but from what Anthony's told us, you passed Anthony the rake. Told him to do it.
You're not a wolf, you're a shark, Finn boy.
No. No. We were at a party. Loads of witnesses saw him take the rake. Not one said I passed it or told him to do anything. Tina, Anthony's ex, she was there when she stood in the witness box and said she never heard me tell him to do a thing. He murdered the guy with a weapon I never even touched, and I'm in here for culpable homicide, and his mum doesn't think that 12 years is enough. Maybe my uncle's right about Donna. If she really thought I was a wolf, she'd back well off.
You never told Anthony to pick up the rake. You never told him to kill Veer.
No.
Maybe it didn't all play out exactly how you think it did, Mum.
And what is that supposed to mean?
With Finn calling the shots and me following. Maybe I did what I did, 'cause...
That is not who you are, Anthony.
Maybe you don't know me. Where are you going? We've 20 minutes left, don't cut it short.
I cannot even look at you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean... Mum, don't... Mum!
I'm ready to tell Finn what I did.
Oh, bloody hell, Twitch, not now. That's upset enough.
Simon, can we hear him out, please?
I killed my mum. She was kind of a crappy mum. Not in what she did, but what she didn't do. So, like, she watched one of her boyfriends burn cigarettes on my neck when I was wee and did nothing to stop him. But, before every birthday, she'd take me for a walk and we'd pick flowers and then she'd press them into a card. I don't think she missed one birthday. And sometimes, not like often, but sometimes we'd do that walk and pick flowers for no reason at all. And I loved her. And she didn't deserve to die.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know why you're telling me this now.
Because what I did is... Finn, everybody out there hates me. But they're out there and I'm in here. And nobody in here can really hate you because they're too busy hating themselves. So, my man, let out there be out there. You can live beyond your grief if you believe you can.
Twitch is right. Only sweat the stuff you can control. Forget about Donna. You're hardly going to change your mind from in here, are you?
Suppose not. Unless I write her a kind of letter.
You never left an argument unresolved before, not even in those quarrelsome teenage years.
Nah, no matter how big the row. I'd storm off to Finn's and it could be hours, but I'd always sneak back into her room and stroke her cheek until she woke, tell her sorry, and she'd pull me into bed and wrap her duvet around me and say, I know.
Is that what being forgiven feels like to you? A warm duvet?
I guess.
And Officer Cheney's many words, were they like forgiveness too?
How do you mean?
You used the same phrase, being wrapped in a duvet. Just like the one your mum used to wrap around you when you said sorry, or didn't wrap round you when you needed her to as an adult. The phrasing makes me wonder if Officer Cheney might remind you of your mum in some way.
They look completely different.
How about how they make you feel? Is there any similarity there?
Dunno.
Were you angry with your mum?
No, I scared her. I shouldn't have. I wanted to take it back, to say sorry.
But she didn't let you. She walked away. You said to not accept somebody's apology was a bastard thing to do.
You think I hurt Cheney because I'm angry with my mum?
Something changed the way you normally respond to a woman you like. A woman who, consciously or not, makes you feel safe. I think it's worth exploring.
Come on, man. You've been on for 15 minutes. I really need to make a call. Oh, shit.
Then you can't see me, eh?
Just waiting to make a call.
Call him mummy. Perfect timing. I've got a message for him.
Where did you get this? Found it. Oh, you wish you hadn't. Get him out of here. You lot, back to your cells.
Go on, get your hands off me.
What do you think you're doing?
Making a call.
Do you think you're getting off scot-free just because you're not carrying?
No, I didn't start
It's
it.
a week of no phone privileges for you.
Please, one call and then you can ban me for a month.
Back to your cell.
No, I need to speak to my mum. I said something to her I shouldn't have. I need to say sorry. Please. She won't know. I can't phone.
It's all right to her. To your cell, now.
Before the fight, Anthony seemed on the brink of trying to heal something, attempting to move out from under the umbrella of his mother's vindictiveness towards Finn. And maybe Finn would have been receptive. I'm not saying they would have fallen into each other's arms or anything, but they might have moved towards some kind of truce. I imagine Finn standing there by the phones that day, the weight of his fear and shame as heavy as the weapon his uncle had put in his hand. How tragic for both young men that these two important adults in their lives chose to tend their gardens with acid rather than fresh water. After the fight, I had to look at my part in all this too. I'd brought them together, and it was possible that the pressure of being in close contact had felt threatening to both of them. In Japanese folk culture, there is the idea of the yokai, a spirit creature composed of smoke and darkness. It can be benign or merely mischievous, or it can represent our greatest fears. I think of this concept sometimes in group. When one of our number is grappling with intense memories and emotions, trying to find words to describe violence and loss, It can feel as if the smoke monster is rising in our midst, hovering in the air, transfixing everyone. The person who's struggling to articulate their feelings may open and close their mouth a few times, or make odd sounds, as if attempting and failing to name what they see and feel, the yokai growing larger as they flail. People are violent when they have no words, and words may be all it takes to set somebody's heart afire, or break it in two. I've thankfully never been on the receiving end of any resulting violence, but I'm always glad to have a colleague or prison officer in the room just in case. Particularly one like Higgins, the officer fondly known in group as Dead Elvis, who had a real knack for connection with the young men in his charge.
No hungry?
Can't eat with this lip.
From what I hear, it's better than Anderson's face. Was talking it through in group no enough? Needed to cheer yourself up with a wee bit of violence. Are you feeling cheerful now, banged up and seg?
What do you think?
Why don't you eat a bit of bread and jam? Soft enough to chew even with your busted lip. You need to look after yourself.
What for? Got no visitors anymore.
Well, maybe you should write to your teacher bird when you're out of seg. Explain things from your perspective.
Aye. Until I'll be serving a life sentence if Anthony's mum gets away. I swear I'll end myself if that happens.
You know I'm going to have to write that in your act file.
I didn't mean it. Just a phrase. Don't write it. I'm fine.
So you can't get your life. A review of a sentence happens within 28 days or not at all.
You sure?
I've been doing this a long time, son. Only way she can keep you banged up is to get under your skin and make you behave in a way that'll stop you getting parole. That fight's not going to change anything for Anthony. He's years away from all that. But you'll be up before the parole board in no time. Fights like the one you just had could mean extra years.
I won't last the extra years. You can write that in your file.
You've got to do something constructive if you want a parole board to consider you for early release.
Applied for jobs and courses. I got nothing.
Do you like music?
Who doesn't?
I'm officer advocate for a songwriting project. I've got about 3 boys interested for every one place, but I'm the guy who gets to recommend who should join. So let me ask you again. Do you like music?
It's the thing I miss most in this place. Sometimes you need to hear the exact right song to just, survive. I didn't have much at home, but I had the songs I needed, you know. I'd kill to have that in here.
Prison radio no hitting the spot.
Better than nothing.
So you do like music?
Aye. Can't write it, though. What about you? You look like a musician.
I might pick up my guitar again when I'm short of this place.
Are you retiring?
Something like that. Maybe it's a chance to rediscover my inner muso.
Sounds like you should be getting yourself in that course.
I might offer up a riff or two since I'm helping out. Well, what about you? If you keep your head down, I could think about putting your name forward.
Nah.
How no?
There'll be folk there who know what they're doing. I don't want to look like a loser.
Maybe there's more out there for you than you think, son. If you change your mind, let me know. And in the meantime, if you don't want me writing anything in your orange file, you better get jamming with that bread. You alright?
Hush to smile.
You're in seg. What's there to smile about?
I'm not going to call you Slug today. I'm going to call you Shiner.
Aye, very good.
Guess Finn needed to put the record straight about who he is. With your mum bad-mouthing him in the papers.
Don't talk about my mum. Anyway, Finn swinging a pool ball at my face makes him exactly who my mum thinks he is. Not that she even knows.
Do you want to talk about it, Anthony?
What? About the fact he hits me in the face and my phone privileges are taken away? They should inform families if you can't phone. Not fair leaving them in the dark. Not if things need cleared up.
It sounds like a lot's happened since you were last with us.
Let someone else talk. I'm not in the mood.
I've decided I'm going to go with the Ace of Hearts for my design.
Bold choice, Twitch. Finn told us it means he's looking for love in prison. In Russia, anyway.
Right, does this look like a Russian prison to you? And who cares what it means somewhere else?
My Scottish thistle might be seen in China as meaning, I don't know, I'm permanently hard or something.
That's a whole new meaning to Flower of Scotland.
This is for when you get out, Twitch.
Aye, of course. When else? You know me, Dr. Alex, I'm a real follower, me. Anyway, my guy got all his kit confiscated. Now, you didn't dob him in, Doctor.
I would have done if you told me his name, Twitch.
Can we talk about something that matters?
Till he gets set up again. Looks a bit like I've got a pair of tits in my wrist.
What would you like to talk about, Simon?
Or a butt crack.
I had me visits with Jen and little Jack.
Oh.
Did it go as you expected, Simon?
Not at all. The opposite, in fact.
I'm sorry, man.
Jack he's up to me waist now. He kept wanting to measure himself against me and the guards kept telling me to sit down. He's a little monkey, can't keep on his bum. He keeps climbing onto the chair, putting his little hands everywhere as he talks, on me face, pulling at me. Just being touched. I'd forgotten.
How did it feel?
Good. Felt good.
You told us you had something you wanted to say to them, did you?
About 15 minutes before the end, he settles down to his colouring book and I think, it's now or never. So I tell Jen that I love her, but that we're done. Our parents all died in the late 60s. There's a good chance there is no life after this for us. And I want her to live. And she's a good woman, loyal. And I said I didn't want a loyalty, that it'd make me angry for her to throw her life away out of. I don't deserve her loyalty. I don't need it. I don't want any sickness and health, for richer, for poorer, good times and bad shite. I want her to live and she puts her finger to her lips to shush me. And she says, I still choose you. And she's got this look in her eyes. I know that look. It's like, don't challenge me on this. I've made up my mind. So we don't say another thing about it, but it feels like something huge happened. Like there were no papers signed or dresses, flowers and first dances, but we just got married again in that moment. And Jack shows me his colouring and he gets me to do some and he says I'm better at it than his mum. Good at staying on the right side of the lines. And I tell him, I used to be. And our time's up, and as they leave they say, see you next week.
I've never had that. Been loved like that. If I'd had that, it could have been different. Men are not supposed to live with their mums in their 30s. I should have been living in a proper home with a partner by then.
How do you know you wouldn't have just killed them?
I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't.
How do people feel about what Simon's just shared?
Jealous. Too late for me to have that.
Unless you find a Russian who knows what your tattoo means.
Would that be so bad?
No, mate.
I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. I'm joking.
What your wife's done is special, Simon. She gets it. Like my mum. When your mum visits you after 20 hours of sitting in a cell accused of murder and she hugs you like she's never loved you more. Loyalty. My dad rewarded that kind of loyalty by cheating on her, walking out on their marriage. My girlfriend cheated on me too. Just before my index. I'd have married her. Tina.
Go on, Anthony.
Yeah.
Sometimes think she'd have said yeah. And I wouldn't have gone off to uni. We'd have gone together or stayed home together. And all this wouldn't... stupid.
Nothing stupid about it.
Anyways, she hates me now, so...
You've not opened up about Tina before. Can you tell us a little more about the relationship?
Tina was the first girl who...
Governor wants to see Anderson.
What have I done?
Asking yourself.
We'll pick things up next time, Anthony.
Finn's turn next week.
The week after, then.
If this is about the fight, I
Sit
didn't
down,
start...
Mr. Anderson. There isn't an easy way to tell you the news I have for you, so I'm just going to be direct. Your mother died yesterday. She suffered a brain aneurysm. Her neighbour saw her collapse in her front garden and called an ambulance, but she died before the paramedics reached her. I'm very sorry.
Which neighbour?
Sorry?
Which neighbour? It would most likely be Gillian. She's 2 doors along, but she sees everything.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
My mum, Donna Anderson.
Yes, your mum.
And she's in hospital?
No, Anthony. She didn't make it to hospital.
I don't... My mum's only 46.
That's very young. I know you'll want to get back to your cell. There's nothing worse than processing something so shocking with strangers, but you are very welcome to make a phone call before you go, if that would be useful.
Danny Anderson, my twin.
Do you know the number?
Same as my mum's.
Help yourself, then.
Hello?
This is a mistake, right?
No, Anthony. She's gone.
She was fine. Last week, she was fine.
Oh, no. I can't... Like... I'm sitting looking at her chair. My brain can't understand why she's not in it. The house feels... I can smell her. Her perfume. Like she's just in the next room.
Did she get my letter? I sent a letter?
Yeah, it's here.
Did she read it?
No, Anthony. It only arrived today. I'm sorry. Anthony, you there?
I'm here. Are you going to be okay?
I don't know. A couple of my pals are going to come round and cook. What about you? Will somebody look after you? You shouldn't be on your own.
I better... I've got to go. Bye.
All done? Let's get you back to your cell.
When the author C.S. Lewis lost his beloved wife, he wrote about his spiral of grief, describing how he kept emerging from a phase, but it always recurred, with the vast emptiness astonishing me like a complete novelty, again and again. Working with him, nearly a decade on, I sensed that Anthony was still in that kind of spiral, reeling from a sudden loss he couldn't digest at the time. Not for him, those neat stages of grief. Instead, he'd been repeatedly aggressive and hostile to others, sabotaging his chances for freedom or peace of mind. If he wanted to stop the spiralling, Anthony would have to try to find words to describe his own vast emptiness. As these agonising feelings came round again, poor Officer Cheney had borne the brunt when he broke her nose. It was undigested grief that had precipitated that violence and the dreadful psychotic episode I'd witnessed. And even that hadn't been enough to relieve him.
What do you want, Anderson?
I want to phone my sister.
This isn't SAG, Anderson. We're not hovering by your cell watching you. We're locked down for the night. No calls, no special treatment.
I need to talk to her. I need to talk to her about her mum.
Get some sleep. And Anderson, if you buzz again without good reason, you'll be on charges. What did I tell you?
I'm gonna bang my chair against my cell door until you let me phone her!
Which one? Regulation or the extra one I've been turning a blind eye to? I'm writing you up, Anderson, for the buzz-in and for the extra chair. Don't give me any more ammunition.
I wanna phone my sister! I wanna phone my sister! I wanna phone my sister! I wanna phone my sister!
This Thing of Darkness by Francis Poet. Part 3. A Pint with Pals.
I hear it's not been the best of weeks.
I don't want to be back in here. I'm so sick of yo-yoing between my cell and this hellhole.
I don't think anybody wants you in here, Anthony. This is temporary until they sort things in your cell. You did a fair bit of damage. Do you want to talk about it?
Talking's what got me back in here.
I'm not so sure. I think we've been doing good work, and I wonder if you're having some new thoughts that are painful.
Every time I get banged up in seg, it goes on my record, which means I'm less likely to get parole. I'll be in here forever. Good work. You're kidding me.
I understand why you feel like that, Anthony. The aim of our work is to help you manage these painful emotions so that you and other people don't get hurt and you don't end up in seg. Sometimes this process isn't as direct as we might like it to be.
Well, we better work fast then, because we don't have many sessions left, and if you can't get me there in the time we have, I'm screwed.
Why don't we start by you telling me a little more about what brought you back in here?
I wanted to speak to Danny, my twin. I knew they wouldn't let me. We were banged up for the night, but the need was... Look, I felt like I had to make them listen. And now I'm banged up in here, no chance of speaking to her until they let me back out.
Are you used to speaking regularly?
Christmas, or birthday, Mum's birthday, and sometimes on the anniversary of her, you know.
Of your mum's death? What date is that?
October the 10th.
That's around the same time as your incident with Cheney. A couple of days before you were referred to me when you were last in seg. Have you spoken to Danny since then?
No.
You didn't phone her when you got back onto your wing?
And tell her what when she asks how I've been? Oh, great. Yes. Spent most of last week covering my own shit. See the Cheney thing. When I told the officer who restrained me, I didn't mean to hurt her. He said, "Who did you mean to hurt?"
His words resonated for you?
Not then, but you saying about Mum, about me being angry with her. What if when I hurt Cheney, I was trying to hurt my mum?
Do you think that's possible?
It would make me a horrible person. To want to hurt somebody who loved me. Somebody who's not even here anymore.
We don't stop being angry when a person dies. You said you wanted to speak to Danny last night in your cell. Why?
I guess I was thinking about my mum not letting me say sorry.
Well, that sounds painful. Is she like your mum, Danny?
In some ways. It's not fair, really. I get a bit of my mum through her and she gets nothing from me.
Perhaps she sees a bit of your mum in you.
Nah. There's nothing good in me.
Does Danny not see good in you?
Maybe. She was kind when I felt guilty about Mum dying. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have said anything even if they had let me call.
Would she find the truth difficult?
Maybe. Maybe it would just make me feel small. I've never been very good at being honest with Danny. I told you, our relationship's not... never has been.
Can you tell me a little more about that?
We were born into these roles. She's the victim, and I'm the lucky one. Anything she achieved was amazing, because she had cystic fibrosis. Age 30 was the number they used to whisper when we were kids, for Danny. I phoned her on her 30th. Got a foreign ringtone. She was living it up in Ibiza with her pals, while I was stuck in here.
Sounds like you swapped roles.
Yeah, well, it wasn't deliberate. And we didn't really... She's done much better since Mum died, and the drugs are working, but she'll still be beating the odds to get past 44. I'll only just be starting my life outside by then. That's if I ever break this cycle of being in and out of seg and finally get out of here. This, wasting my life like this, it's an insult to Danny.
Sudden bereavement in any family is difficult, doubly so when that family has already been touched by tragedy. When I asked Anthony if he could talk a little bit more about his twin sister, I noticed he seemed unable to mentalise or interpret her feelings. He was so wrapped up in his own guilt and anger, blind not only to Danny's pain, but also to the depth of his own sorrow. C.S. Lewis comes to mind again, his wise reflection that I sat with my anger long enough until she told me her real name was grief. I suspect everyone experiences that at their own pace. Danny seemed to get there quickly, from what I understood, while for Anthony, that process would take years.
This call is from a person currently in a prison in Scotland. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
About bloody time. You do know I can't phone you. I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never organised a funeral. Would love some advice. I know you can't pick up the phone any time you like, but thought you would at least check in, Anthony. Anthony?
Is it my turn to speak?
That is how phone calls tend to work.
This is nothing like how phone calls work. You didn't even wait to hear it was me.
I only know one person in prison. How are you?
Dunno. You?
Same. Too busy organising stuff to think much.
I'd love that. To be busy. So what do you want to ask?
Nothing now. I've made all the decisions except whether I let Dad come.
Mum spent the last 5 years hating him.
They were together nearly 20.
Which counted for nothing when he left her for a woman he met on Facebook.
Auntie Erin says she'll walk out if Dad shows, but he says he wants to be there for us.
The man hasn't visited me once.
Because Mum didn't want to share you. Does he still write?
Twice a month.
That's something.
Well, it's all about him. One time I wrote him back, told him stuff, and his next letter was like he'd never even read it.
He's trying his best.
I thought you hated him.
I don't know, Anthony. I'm not sure I'm ready to be somebody with no parents at all.
We don't need him. We've got each other.
How do I have you, Anthony? That first night after she died, all I wanted was to speak to you. If you were anywhere else, anywhere in the developed world, I could have picked up the phone and spoken to you. You could have been living in Australia and you'd be here by now, helping me with this, doing it together.
I'll be there on Thursday.
So you've seen my emails then? Because I genuinely start to think you weren't going to come.
Of course I'm coming.
I read your letter to Mum. I'm sorry she didn't get to read it. I'm sorry she walked out on you. She shouldn't have done that.
It wasn't her fault. I was... If I could just take it back, Danny.
This isn't your fault.
I looked it up in the library. Aneurysms are caused by stress, strong emotion and anger.
No. She had high blood pressure. Those dizzy spells she'd been getting. The GP had been nagging her to cut her salt levels for ages. That was just bad timing, Anthony.
Yeah, you should have stopped her eating salt.
What?
If I was there, if I'd known, I would have stopped her.
Right. Thanks for that. Look, there's too much to do.
Will you be able to drop me around the suit?
What?
I don't know what size I am,
I
but...
don't have time to go suit shopping, Anthony, and then drive all the way out
Well,
to you.
I need a suit, Danny, unless you want me there in joggers and a T-shirt.
Can't you wear your court clothes?
I was skinny as a pole when I wore that suit.
And you're fat now.
Well, if you'd visited me once since the YOI, you'd know. I don't look like a kid anymore. I work out most days.
Can't somebody else help?
No, Danny. There's no one else.
If you'd phoned me sooner, Anthony, I could have sorted this. But I have 100 things to do before Thursday. And I feel like I'm about to have another flare-up.
You won't. You always worry when you're stressed.
My energy levels are really low and my chest is tight.
Same here. It's grief, Danny.
Is grief changing the colour of your mucus?
Here we go again.
I'm not dealing with your suit issues. Sort it out yourself.
I'd forgotten how exhausting you are. Poor Mum. She didn't need the argument with me to raise her blood pressure. Living with you was enough.
Do you know what, Anthony? Don't worry about the suit.
You'll sort it.
You won't need one. I don't want you there.
See, I'm just saying it doesn't feel very fair to Anthony that he's stuck in his cell when his mum just died while Finn's in here
I
with
didn't
us.
choose this to be my week. What am I supposed to do?
Saw him in a canteen, looked like he'd done 5 rounds with a tornado. His sister's told him that she doesn't want him at the funeral.
Oh, she won't mean that. Danny and Anthony bring out the worst in each other.
I thought that was you and him.
The only thing Finn brings out in Slug is bruises.
Thought we were all past the Anthony's the good guy stuff. Not my fault his mum died.
He thinks it is. He didn't get to phone her because you played pool on his face. The worry you're not hearing from him, that's what killed her.
Thomas. Wow.
Aye.
Oh, they should add another 12 to my sentence for that. Well, how many years can I serve for killing people without ever picking up a weapon?
You picked up the pool ball?
Yeah. Well, I wish I hadn't. It was a bad idea. From somebody I've spent my life trying not to become. Just going to get off my case.
I just think it would be bad if Slug missed that funeral. This should be his week in group so that we can persuade him to go.
Twitch, the timing is
Well,
frustrating.
where it is, he sacked the bastard who sold on the CCTV footage. Surely both lads can be in group together again now.
If anything changes, I'll let you know.
I was going to tell you about some good news. About Jade writing back to me, but don't feel like I want to now.
Please tell us your good news, Finn.
I knew her too. Anthony's mum. Knew her since I was 6.
Said you hated her.
Hated that she hated me.
It's always a shock when somebody you've known dies.
Never knew you could make a cake from scratch until I went to theirs. Anything sweet that came into our place was wrapped in plastic and we'd scoff it in seconds. But she had this cupboard, like a whole cupboard full of stuff for making cakes and biscuits and treats. I used to sneak in and steal handfuls of cherries. Oh, the whole cupboard, man.
Good news for you though, mate. All this. No more articles.
It must have been pure blowing the party horns when you heard.
No. That was... No. The first thing that came into my head was this day we had at a theme park for Anthony's birthday. The cake was a number 9 with a roller coaster on it. She stood around holding bags and buying us snacks while we ran from ride to ride. It must have been a pure ball ache for her, but so long as Anthony had the perfect day, she was happy. Really pissed me off, so I kept nagging her to go on the log flume. Told her that if she sat at the front, she wouldn't get wet at all. I didn't know it. I wanted to make her angry. Shouty, you know, like a normal parent. Like my mum. She finally gave in because Anthony started pleading too, and she got soaked because the front is the worst place to sit. But she didn't. Bollockers. Said we should go back on because she couldn't get much wetter. We went on it 4 times in a row. The wetter she got, the more we loved it, and the more we loved it, the happier she was. My favourite memory of her. I was a brat to her. Not 'cause I hated her. I didn't. I don't know, I just wanted that for me. Her for me.
What about the hum of hate? You said you felt it the whole time you knew it.
Yeah. It was always there. Guess that about sums up my childhood. A woman who never liked me, like actually resented me and wanted better for her son, was still the closest thing I had to a proper mum. Get out the violins, boys.
You're joking, Finn, but you've just articulated something really important about your attachment to Donna.
I suppose so.
Does it change anything for you, reflecting on your childhood in that way?
Makes me feel sad for that kid. He should have had...
Go on.
more. Can I speak to you after, Officer Higgins, about that music project?
Aye, of course, sir.
Sorry, man, must feel as bad as me about what Slug's going through. If Donna was kind of your mum, that makes him your brother.
Not anymore.
I didn't know you could hurt someone when you're angry with someone else.
Yes, because anger is such a painful emotion to have to hold on to. It can get misdirected.
You mean me? With Finn?
That's interesting. Go on.
Feels like a countdown. The newspaper, the argument with Mum, the funeral. You know what comes next.
What comes next? Anthony?
The shank.
Ah.
Like watching a train on the track and you know it's going to hit something round the corner and it will be carnage, but you can't do anything about it, so you just watch it play out.
That sounds overwhelming.
Yeah, it feels, yeah.
Why don't we work through it, one step at a time? Where would you like to start?
Maybe with the funeral, but I did all that in group.
Perhaps we can see if anything got missed.
You alright? I'd say you should take that jacket off and get comfortable, but that's the downside to the cuffs.
What's the upside?
That you don't run away.
I couldn't run in these trousers.
We'll be there soon. Beautiful day for it. Surprising heat in that sun for October.
Sister doesn't want me there.
It's no her call, is it?
I said something. Upset her. I tried to phone, but she wouldn't take my calls.
Plenty gets said in grief. You'll make it up to her.
He's taking the west entrance.
Aye.
East entrance would be better for getting to my house after.
This should have been explained to you, son. Your application was only approved for the funeral service.
Right.
It's better this way. Folk think being home after the service will be a bit of normality, but it isn't. No cuff to Officer Craig the whole time. In and out's best, son.
I won't be cuffed in the service though, right?
Sorry, son. It's protocol. Right. Looks like the stalker rats are here. We'll get you in and away from them as swiftly as we can.
No.
Hey.
No.
Hey.
No.
Hey.
No. No. I don't.
Hey,
I don't want to go. I don't. No. Just no. Can we just turn around? I can't. Take me back. I'm sorry. I can't.
Get here.
What are you doing? You're choking me.
I'm undoing your top button if you'll let me. See, the tie hides it anyway, so you'll still look smart, but you've more room to breathe. Some things, there's no choice but to go through with them. Maybe your mammy had second thoughts about giving birth to you, your big head crowning. She had no choice but to be brave and go through with it. I think you can do the same for her, don't you?
Stop shoving your arm in my face.
You've not looked. My half-finished butt crack is turning into a beautiful heart. I realised I've got all I need in my room. Suit, bit of shampoo, I cook it up on a spoon, get a flame off a bit of paper, spark it with my kettle plug, and my needles, a paper clip. Do not tell the dog.
Is it supposed to be all bumpy like that?
I'm sorry about the noise, gentlemen. I tried to get our usual room, but it wasn't to be.
So mad, a bit of bustle. It's like being back outside.
All right, Dr. Alex.
Hi, Twitch. Anthony, it's been a tough couple of weeks.
Yeah, the funeral. How was it?
I went, they burnt my mum, I left. What's there to say?
Bloody hell, lads, use a euphemism, can't you?
You asked me about the funeral. I'm telling you.
It's a big thing, a parent's funeral. You should talk about it properly.
I didn't get to go to my mum's.
Well, that's because funerals are supposed to be comforting. It's not uncomforting about grieving with the bastard who killed the person in the coffin.
I understand the reason. It doesn't change the fact that I didn't get to say goodbye.
Wish I hadn't gone. Compassionate leave. Kinda to let me miss it.
Perhaps if you hadn't attended, you might have found it harder to process that your mum was actually gone.
Would that have been so bad? I'd have missed her visits, but the rest of the time I could have imagined mum was out there, living her life.
Make it harder when you get out. Grieving your mum as if she's just died.
Better out there than in here. Out there you call up a pal and go for a pint. You're missing the person, so you look through their stuff, smell their clothes. Or spend time with family so you can kid on. She's just stepped out the room. Or if that stuff doesn't help, if you don't want to think, you have a whole world to lose yourself in.
We could pretend we were having a pint. Just mime it. Like, look, Simon, you do it.
What?
Hold your hand like you're having a pint. There you go. That's it. Doctor, you can mime a smaller glass if you want, like a gin and tonic.
I'm happy with a pretend pint, thanks, Twitch.
You're all off your heads.
Well, we're down the pub. We've got our pints. We're your pals. What? We're pals, aren't we? Aren't we, Anthony?
Aye, whatever.
Right. So, there you go. You can say what you would say out there. You were sad, you called us up to talk over a pint. I'm enjoying my Guinness right here. Good head on it. It tastes bitter and creamy and smooth. Okay. So talk.
About what?
The funeral. Who took you?
Dead Elvis and Officer Craig.
Craig's the worst. Power-loving punch.
Should try being cuffed to him. Kept jerking his hand back just to remind me he was in charge. And Dead Elvis he's trying to get me past the journals quick, but Officer Craig's taking his time, puffing out his chest and pouting, wanting to be pat.
They should call him Zoolander, man. He's got more pout than Ben Stiller.
My sister's greeting mourners. She looks old. Looks like my mum. Dead Elvis goes over to her and she's clearly given him a bollocking. She looks angry. And I think, well, it's about me being here. And so when she walks over, I'm ready for her to bawl at me, tell me I have to go. But instead...
What happened to your face?
Could I kissed her? No, piss off. You're not welcome. She's worried about my black eye.
So what was she shouting at Dead Elvis for?
She wanted me uncuffed. Did this whole bluff where she was insisting there was only a single seat saved in the front row for me, and if they weren't willing to uncuff me, then I would have to sit at the back of my own mother's funeral. Anyway, in this moment, she's more worried about my face than the cuffs.
You're not looking like this at our mum's funeral. Come with me.
She drags me and Zoolander into this disabled toilet and gets out her makeup bag.
Nah, I had to draw on the line there.
Well, no, I didn't have much choice, you know. And anyway, it was worth it to see Zoolander squeezed into that tiny room. Danny sits me down on the toilet, and the wall is slanted, so he's he's hunched down next to me, right? But his back can't take it. So Danny tells him to sit on the sanitary box thing, but he's squeamish about it, saying all sorts might have touched it. Danny accuses him of being terrified of what comes out of women's bodies.
Periods aren't that bad. I bet your mum wishes she'd had hers instead of you.
I want to marry your sister.
He sits down in the bin like he's actually fine with it. But his face, man, his face, it's a pure riot, and I am pissing myself laughing.
I can't get any of this on you unless you stop, Anthony.
Like actual tears coming out my eyes.
So what's Zoolander doing while you're pissing yourself laughing?
Oh, he's getting more and more rage because my face is so wet it's taken Danny longer to finish the makeup and that. And Dead Elvis is knocking on the door wondering what's taking so long. I said in group that I was laughing. I never admitted that I cried. In a disabled toilet at the Creme.
You cried?
It was Danny touching my face, smoothing the makeup on my eye and cheek, soft in case the bruises still hurt. I felt safe for a moment. And that's never a good idea.
Go on, Anthony.
That was like a bottle of iron brew that you've shaken up. You can't put the lid back on it. Not until it's spent.
Give us another minute, will you? Come on, Anthony. We don't have time for this. Okay. That's the best I can do. What do you think?
I remember how gripped we'd all been by Anthony's account of the funeral when I'd first heard it back in group. The scene stayed with me for years, especially the image of Danny dabbing makeup over her brother's bruises. Somehow, it was even more poignant to hear this story once again, because Anthony was still stuck in that pain, and for years and years he'd been covering it up. Alone this time, no help from his sister, and now here he was trying to be open. It felt vivid and tender and raw. The first time he'd shared this story in group, I'd been swept up in his narrative. As a result, I hadn't noticed the yokai, a smoke monster shaping itself in the air above him, signalling the coming danger.
It was actual magic. Finn's handiwork had totally disappeared.
Imagine being able to disappear something bad. Just like that.
I don't reckon her makeup bag could make you disappear though, Twitch. More's the pity.
So did Danny's bluff work? Did they uncuff you?
Of course not. They walked me to the back of the church. There's a reason families sit up front. Walking to the back, having to look folk in the eye. Those that didn't just look away, some shaking their heads like I had no right to be there. It's probably my longest ever walk. Since court anyway. I should have just looked at my feet, but I thought maybe that...
You were looking for somebody?
Tina.
Your ex? I thought she hated you. Why would she show?
You can know something and not know it, Simon.
Yeah. So you sat at the back the whole service?
I wasn't the only one. Zoolander slides us next to my dad, sitting on his own. Turns out everybody hates him as much as they hate me.
More probably. In the suburbs, leaving your wife for a younger woman's worse than murder.
What did your dad say to you, Anthony?
Nothing. He just stood up and walked to the front, argued with Danny for a while, and then next thing I know, my mum's neighbour and her fella are walking back and we were being ushered forward.
That was sound of your dad.
Didn't do it for me. He's always loved being the hero.
How do you mean, Anthony?
Right, he'd take us to a match growing up and we'd miss the start because he'd be helping some tourist who got lost, working for the council and prided himself on being a community man. A good guy. I ruined that for him. The real truth of what he did in there is He didn't want to sit next to me. Didn't want to have to talk to me.
Why do you think that?
Because after Zoolander and Dead Elvis trudged me to the front and the minister told fairy tales about Mum's life and Danny broke down trying to do her eulogy, when it was all done, I looked for him and saw him leaving through a side door.
That sounds hard.
I was relieved I didn't have to talk to the bastard.
Tell us about the fairy tale, Slug.
All about Mum dealing with baby twins like it was easy, feeding one while changing another's nappy and, I don't know, juggling bananas all at the same time.
If that's a fairy tale, what was it like?
Mum was amazing with us when we were wee, but we grew up, didn't we? It was like the whole room just agreed to pause Mum's life back when me and Danny were tiny.
Minister could hardly mention what you did, could he? Your kids are supposed to be the good thing that you put into the world.
Wasn't Mum's fault I did what I did.
Yeah, but you can see why he wouldn't want to dwell on it. It's not like anybody's forgetting the fact with you sitting there cuffed to a PO.
Would you have liked them to reference it, Anthony?
No, I'm done talking. Somebody else say something.
Nothing feels as big as your stuff. You should talk.
Yeah, it's your week, man.
Nah. You can put down your pint, Twitch. I'm done. The minister could have said that Mum was loyal, that she never missed a day of court or a visit. Being a mum's more than taking your toddlers to the park. What I did doesn't mean she wasn't a good mum, and how she was after, proved she was the best sort of mum. They could have said that.
They could.
And my dad could have hugged me. I wanted him to. I wanted him to make it all right. I think things might have been different if he'd done that. Maybe I could have coped better after. Maybe I'd not have. Maybe some of what.
Are you okay, Anthony?
It's the countdown, isn't it? After the funeral comes Spice and doing messed up things to get wasted, and then it's December and it's listening to that song and it's...
Let's just take it one bit at a time. Anthony had experienced a lot of trauma in his life, and we both knew there were things to be scared of. The anniversary of his index was coming up. He might fear that he'd lose his mind again, or that he'd lose more people he loved, or perhaps that he'd start taking drugs again to manage his pain. Above all, I wondered if he feared taking the next step in the minefield of his memory. We were approaching the crisis point. What might it cost him to return to that event? I sensed in him a horror that he was always controlled by events of the past. His notion of a countdown was telling. It suggested something unstoppable. When the numbers reach 0, the rocket must blast off. Or a bomb will explode. Quite the metaphor.
My memories from that time, none of it feels... I was sneaky. I knew if you or the POs got a whiff of me being gubbed in group, I'd be out. So I got into a rhythm, using less than the days before we met. Every penny I got went on Spice, but the weeks I wasn't in with you, I needed the Spice badly. This one time, I'd nothing left to trade, so I... feels mad to even, was that even me?
Go on.
Dealer on my wing had more canteen bucks, favours, sell junk and food than he knew what to do with, so sometimes if you needed Spice and you couldn't pay for it, he'd let you pay in, entertainment?
Entertainment?
Punches. To the face. Front on. If you flinch or back off in any way, it doesn't count, even if it hurts you. Has to be 2 straight-on punches, so hard you fly into whatever's behind you or onto the floor. Get a crack in the back of your head as well as the face while everybody pisses themselves laughing. I'd seen others do it. I'd laughed. My second punch, I lost consciousness. Came to, everyone had pissed off. I was missing a tooth. See? Right there. I didn't mind that much. They'd left a baggie on my chest, so that was sort of a win.
What's it like for you thinking back to that time?
Reckon I'd be dead by now if I'd stayed in the spice. It's getting harder to hide it. Mostly because I didn't want to. Stop being able to see group was doing me more good than the spice was. I was using it all the time. Doing anything to get wasted.
What made you stop?
What it made me do.
Jen's got it printed out, and every month me lad'll get a message from me on his calendar. It feels like it's from me more than if Jen just bought him something on my say-so. Personal, you know.
That's a lovely idea, Simon.
Thank you, Dr. Alex. Seems to have bored the others into silence. I thought group would be sorted once we ended all that alternate week crap.
Oh, sorry, man. Well, you said sounds good.
You only care about listening to your song. Anthony's eyes, they glazed over and twitch. I've never seen him so still.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, Dr. Alex. You know how I did that music project? Writing a song with real musicians and getting to saying how they record it all? Well, Dead Elvis, I mean, Officer Higgins sent it to prison radio. They're going to play it today during our session, so we wondered if you might let us listen to it.
Obviously, no, if it's disruptive, Dr. Bridges.
We've got to listen to it.
Well, I'd like to hear it if nobody else objects.
I object if it means you're too distracted to listen when folk talk.
I listened, I just didn't know what to say. Sorry, man. I hate this time of year.
Who wouldn't? Banged up on our families are making memories outside.
Christmas is only special for families that function. Realised that when I met Anthony. Remember him pure loving it and me not understanding why.
Anthony, what do you remember? I'm just asking you what you think about what Finn said.
Anthony doesn't think anymore. He's making his mission to be a zombie.
Careful, Simon. Zombies bite.
Maybe you could answer the doctor's question.
Would I like Christmas? Guess the answer would be no.
Look, if you're not going to take it seriously, you might as well leave.
I'm deadly serious, mate. Songs, flashing lights, the whole thing makes me want to boke.
That's because of Veer. Because of when it happened.
Don't speak for me. You think because they're making me carry around this orange file and they've closed yours, you're the expert on feelings now?
No, man.
You don't know how and why I feel anything.
Can we open a window? It's hotter than the Costa del Sol in here.
It's freezing.
You're right, Twitch. You're not looking good, man.
Your mum would still do me though.
Probably, Twitch. But only if you provided the drugs first.
Can I take a look at your arm, please, Twitch?
Bloody tattoo.
Shut it, you. Doc doesn't know about that.
I'd like to look, Twitch. Can you pull your sleeve up, please?
There's nothing to see here, Doc.
Please.
Aye, alright.
Oh, that is rank. Your skin's purple, man.
Why haven't you gone to the healthcare wing, Twitch?
Quit and lose all my privileges. And they'd give me painkillers and that's a gateway. I'm staying right off the pills.
Your wrist's swollen bigger than your bicep. It's pure massive.
Twitch, your arm's infected.
You're a head doctor.
With a medical degree. I'm telling you, if the infection gets into the bone, you could lose your hand and forearm. You need to be escorted to the healthcare wing now.
No. I want to hear Finn's song.
Twitch.
He put a line in it for me. Something I said to him.
That's very nice, Twitch, but time is of the essence.
I'm not going anywhere until I hear the song.
It's not a big deal, Twitch.
It's a big deal to me. My words are going to be on the radio. I'd lose a hand for that.
Come on, Twitch, let's go.
No, listen, I won't go easy. You let me stay until the song and I'll go then. I'll be quicker if you don't force me.
When's the song due to be played?
Soon, but they couldn't guarantee an exact time.
Let's give him 5 minutes?
Aye.
Okay, I'll turn on the radio.
You put something Switch said into it?
Aye. Got to believe that you can live beyond your grief.
Changed that a wee bit, just to scan better, but pretty much that.
Oh, aye, Simon, I can be a right philosophical bastard when I want to be.
How did you get on that project?
Higgins put me forward.
You overheard me talking to Simon about it. Didn't mean it for you.
Nothing to do with you. Higgins told me about it.
Thought it would be good for him. Sounds like it was. Organiser said he was better than Lennon and McCartney put together.
I was supposed to be on that.
You and me both, Anderson. But we had somewhere more important to be.
So he got to steal my place when I was at my mum's funeral.
Nobody stole anybody.
This is it.
In the harsh environment of prison, so often people wither on the vine. But as his song played, it was as if Finn was flowering before our eyes, his creativity and pride a testament to his progress.
Oh, to have beliefs, to live beyond your grief, this is my reality.
He bobbed his head and mouthed the words, grinning when Twitch and Simon shouted their appreciation, and Higgins flashed him a double thumbs up. For the first time, I saw in him a resilience that I thought would augur well for him in the future.
More than a judgment in a courtroom saga, I am more than a number, I am more than a prison.
I was keeping an eye on Anthony, of course, alert to any sign that getting them both back into group again had been unwise. It seemed to be okay. He'd crossed his arms over his chest and closed his eyes, which anyone could have mistaken for a listening pose. I had no reason to feel alarmed. The truth is, on a lifer wing, things tend to be quiet, even mundane, relative to remand prisons. And in group, there's a sense of safety created by the knowledge that civil behaviour is your ticket to entry. Film and TV have created a sense of constant darkness and threat about prison life, portraying it as far more dramatic and fraught than it really is on a daily basis. Not that it's a walk in the park, but I find it's more like serving in a guerrilla war than being in a constant pitched battle. You're patrolling the jungle for long periods without any contact with the enemy, killing time, until suddenly someone steps on the wrong bit of bamboo.
Autopilot. I said that.
What are you talking about, me?
Used that for how we live. You stole it.
I liked the way you talked about it. Thought you might like me using it, like
Twitch. You thought I wouldn't mind about Tina.
Tina? What?
We need to get Twitch to the medical bay.
Just like a fish to fry in my arm.
You steal everything from me.
What do you call an unprovoked prison stabbing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shanks for nothing, eh, Anthony?
You carrying, Anderson?
I was doing okay before you got here.
What did the PO say when he couldn't find the weapon after a stabbing?
Put it down on the floor, Anderson.
Shanks, but no Shanks.
You thieving bastard.
Come down, yeah?
You break everything!
This Thing of Darkness by Francis Poet. Part 4. The Christmas Killers.
A code red B-hole. I repeat, a code red and B-hole.
Our capacity for doing harm is as multifaceted and immense as our capacity for love. Over the years, I've heard about more ways that human beings inflict both physical and emotional cruelty on others than I wish to count. And I've noticed a common denominator: the chaos. The moments during and after Anthony's attack on Finn that day were chaotic in the room. The adrenaline surge as we realised the danger, the shouts, the clatter of chairs scraping and falling over as people jumped up, and the blurry, bulky figure of Officer Higgins lunging forward when he saw that Anthony held a weapon. In the middle of that storm, the one clear image I have is of Finn's mouth, the pale, frozen O of it, as the edge of a sharpened toothbrush approached his carotid artery. In those swirling, confusing few seconds, everyone in the room knew nothing would be the same after this. Not that we could have articulated it at that time. Stress and fear can cause the vocal cords to spasm. Words literally fail us in the face of something unspeakable. I wondered how long or how much he'd planned it, and what was his goal? To taunt or to frighten? To wound? Or was it always his intention to kill?
Breathe through it, Anthony. Breathe with me. Okay?
Yeah.
Perhaps we might explore the reasons this memory is particularly difficult for you.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Do you remember when you first met Finn?
P3. They changed up the classes and we were put on the same table. Kind of hated school before then.
Your friendship with Finn made you like school more?
I had this pen that lit up when you clicked it and he thought it was the best thing ever. I let him use it and it was like I'd give him £1,000. And that was it. Finn and Anthony. Called ourselves the FA Cup.
The two of you became a unit, a team.
Nobody would mess with Finn. Or me when I was with him. His mum never packed him a snack, so I'd get my mum to pack me too. Even used to bring him a second gym kit so Mr. Towner couldn't bollock him for not having his washed. It was, you know, us being friends, it was like pure. We used to bring out good things in each other.
When did that stop?
When he made me kill Veer. My head's full of pictures that don't add up. Finn laughing. And his laugh being like safe and happy. But it's the same face that's telling me to... And then nodding when his lawyer's lying about me in court, and it's the same face when I take the shank to his neck. It doesn't... You know, none of it... It doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
That night with Veer, I've been over and over it.
Have you?
In group with you, I said the same things for a year. It didn't change anything.
Why do you think it didn't change anything?
Well, I don't know, do I? Maybe because I was saying the same things. Maybe there's a different way of saying it.
Do you think there is a different way to say it?
I've always just told the truth. It's Finn who lied. Anybody in that court who knew me, they knew what really happened.
Who knew what really happened?
Well, my mum, for one.
Your mum knew you didn't mean to kill Veer. How?
Because she knew me. Knew I wasn't capable. Knew Finn was the one who could hurt a person, not me.
Is that really true?
Look, I've hurt people in here. You have to. It's still self-defence, even if you have to strike first.
Is that what was happening with Finn? Is that why you brought a sharpened toothbrush into group?
What?
Were you frightened of him?
No, that was because of the spice.
The spice?
Because of Mum. He was the reason she died.
In what way?
And he was the reason I couldn't phone to say sorry, and the reason I got banged up in the first place.
How did the spice play into what you did to Finn, do you think?
Spice didn't make me want to kill him. It just stopped me worrying about what would happen if I did.
So the spice gave you permission to do something you wanted to do?
I don't know. It's all messed up in my head. You know, a dead body isn't the answer to whether the person who attacked them wanted them dead. Whether somebody ends up dead or not is just a question of luck.
Are you talking about Finn or Veer?
I don't know. Look, I didn't want Veer dead. I didn't.
And Finn? Did you want him dead?
Well, if I did, that would make me responsible for Veer, wouldn't it?
Would it?
That night. Maybe I do need to go over it again.
People who've killed may have to tell their story of the homicide countless times over, to police, to lawyers, to psychiatrists, to judges and juries. And that story will vary over time, not because the first account was false, but because it is usually incomplete. Think of an aperture gradually widening in a camera lens, expanding beyond the limits of the courtroom and the defence narrative they have drilled to perfection with their legal team. As time passes, the violent offender will be able to see more and say more about the circumstances and details of their offence. Little by little, more light seeps in, more memories come to mind, and the narrative aperture widens, but only when they are ready to look. As I listened to Anthony shift between talking about the original murder and his later attack on Finn, I could tell it all felt very present for him, very live. I didn't know if he could handle this level of mental turmoil without, yet again, needing to smash something up. Doubly hard when he had to manage all this emotion in a prison context, where the storm within is matched by all the external stresses of daily life in prison. Add to this the fact that Anthony had dared to target the nephew of one of the prison's notoriously violent gang leaders. It doesn't matter if it's swift, or if it is the proverbial dish best served cold. When revenge is taken in prison, it is always brutal.
I don't see how you could have expected any other outcome, Dr. Bridges.
The man in question has just lost his mother. He's profoundly traumatised.
These are the same arguments you used to get the two men back in a room together. And look at what happened. If Finn Maxwell's family were more switched on, I could be facing a lawsuit.
I still feel very shocked by what happened in that room. If I feel that, so will everybody else present, which means the therapeutic work is more important than ever to these men. I think it would be a big mistake to shut down the group at this point. We have a duty of care.
You had a duty of care to Mr. Maxwell, Dr. Bridges, and you failed him.
I got it for this guy that was in the med wing with. His pal works in the kitchens and he stole it before it went in the sauce for the Christmas puddings. Now listen, I know it's not the same raising a spoon as a toast, but I don't have another mug. So.
Why did the guy in the med wing not drink it? Oh, it sounds like a wind-up.
Here.
It's probably some guy's piss.
Do you want this or no? I thought it would be a nice thing to share a wee toast since you're hiding away in my gaff. Here, in case you hadn't noticed, by the way, I'm trying to honour the old JC and his birthday by being all forgiving and that.
Aye, okay.
Right here.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas, slug. As like us.
Sanjava.
Oh. Is it brandy?
I haven't a clue, but it didn't taste like piss, so I'm taking it as a win. Thanks for this, Twitch. You've done me a solid.
It's nice to have a wee bit of company, you know what I mean? Especially since group's gone with the wind, thanks to you.
You don't fancy the challenges? Cycling, bench press, 10 quid prize for the winner.
I can barely move my arm. I'm hardly going to do bench presses, am I?
How is it?
I won't lose it, which is a relief, because losing a hand in jail is much worse than on the outside.
How?
Because in the jail, there's no second-hand shops.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it pure stinks, man. Check it out.
Oh, no, come on, you're getting out of my face, man. Sake.
They'll be coming to get me from antibiotics soon. I've been walking down the corridor to limit the eyes on my contraband tree over there.
What? A Sprite ball? Who's going to object to that?
Aye, it's when they ask themselves how I cut it up to make the branches.
I think folk have better things to worry about today. But wait down the corridor if you want. I'll watch a bit of telly and head back to my cell just before lock-up.
Do you really think we'll be coming for you today?
That's what I'm told.
Are they going to kill you, or is it just like a maiming?
I'm not going to sit in my cell waiting to find out.
Your Finn's uncle, he's a right mad bastard.
Yep, so I hear.
You never met him?
He was already banged up when I met Finn.
Oh, if you'd met him, you'd never have. Bad enough if you look at Mad Andy wrong, but making yourself a target of his vengeance. Suicide mission. Oh, you shouldn't have done it, Slug. And not just because he's uncle. Finn didn't deserve it.
Are you going to wait outside then?
Aye. Don't let anybody take my treat.
Aye.
here for you. I saw him in the stairs. The wee shite for the next cell pointed them here. They're coming.
What do I do?
Run!
I don't know how to tell it differently. Where do I begin?
If it was a story, where would it start?
Kind of all starts with Aberdeen, in a way.
How so?
My life was okay before I went. I mean, I didn't feel it at the time. Parents are annoying, sisters are annoying, summer jobs are annoying, but I had 2 parents at home who I thought loved each other. I had a best friend, I had a girlfriend, I had a future ahead of me.
And then?
Well, everything changed. Within a month of being away from home, Tina had ghosted me, my dad had left home, my sister was having a flare-up, and my mum... I turned into some screaming, crying, crazy woman. Finn still hadn't forgiven me for leaving, and there was nobody I could talk to about hating Aberdeen and the fact that I had no real friends there. And when I came home, I decided I wasn't going back after Christmas. I'd help Danny and my mum get through their stuff. I mean, it'd be horrible, but it wouldn't matter so long as me and Finn were hanging out, having a laugh.
And did you have a laugh?
We'd planned this night out way back. I mean, I turned 18 in Aberdeen, so I was to buy all the drinks for what was going to be this epic reunion. But it was a washout. I'd never had to work hard to think of stuff to say to Finn. But this night, it's like tumbleweed. We get onto something and things flow for a few minutes, and then we dry again. And the booze isn't loosening it. We're drinking quicker and quicker, waiting for it all to click back in. But stuff that made us piss ourselves laughing just months before is cold, dead. It's like we're strangers. And when we're kicked out of the pub, it's still not right. So we're chasing it. And when Finn tells me about this empty some girl's having, I say, yeah, even though it's the last place I want to be. I want to go home. Lock myself in my room and hide away till a time machine is invented so I can take myself back to the summer before I left for Aberdeen. The house party feels wrong from the start. The girl whose parents agreed to a small gathering is channeling her stress into this kind of toxic banter, insulting people while pretending it's all a joke. She doesn't want us there, but doesn't want to, lose face by saying so. We crowd into the kitchen and she's stuffing sausage rolls in our mouths and throwing crisps at our heads. Tina's there, and she hugs me, and she's like, elated to see me. Like we were always just friends instead of... She flits away like she's some sort of celebrity at an after-show party, giving everybody the same high-pitched, excited greeting she gave me. Finn steals somebody's vodka and is pouring that into our beer cans. The lights are too bright in the kitchen, and I'm standing next to Veer, who's also just got home from Aberdeen. I'd seen him a few times in the Union. He'd always be with a big gang of guys and girls, and he'd never ask me to join, not even if I was on my own. Veer's droning on about how easy the work is there and how he's aced his essays even though he's written half of them in the pub and hasn't stepped into the library. And I'm looking over at Tina, who's talking to a group of lads from school. She's wearing this sequin top with a heart cut out on the back so her skin shows. And one of the guys strokes his hand against her flesh, and she lets him. Veer sees me looking and tells me I'm better off without her. Slags like that aren't girlfriend material. I know he's saying it because he thinks I want to hear it, but I don't. It makes me sad and angry and uncomfortable, but Finn's seen it all and he's steering me away. He drags me into the bathroom where he scored some lines of coke. Finn's... He's never offered me drugs, taken them in front of me, but it was like some contract between us that he thought I was too good for them. Like I'd disappoint him to take them. So when he offers me a line, I feel like he's saying, this isn't you, but tonight you need it. It has to be done. So I do. And the evening does get better. Like it made us brothers again. And we're laughing at the same things, you know, reading each other's minds, prowling from room to room, extracting every drop of booze we can find. You know, sometimes through charm. Finn could be a charming bastard when he wanted, but other times by creating these distractions which we find hilarious, and every time we empty a room of its booze, we down it and we move on to the next until I see Tina's sequin hearttop on the floor before I see her. She has her back to Veer, and he has his hand down her trousers and his face buried into her neck. I don't remember how we got outside, but I vaguely remember people watching us as I dragged them through the kitchen into the back garden. I felt like a pure hero. Kicking out the scum preying on girls. I was saving them all, and once Vera was kicked into touch, I'd return to drinks, hugs from the girls, and pats on the back from the lads. Well done, mate, needed doing. And I shove Vera off the decking, and I'm kicking him. And he grabs my leg, and I fall onto him, but that's worse for him, because I get a few punches in then. My hand hurts, and I'm kind of relieved when Finn pulls me off him. Tina's there. And instead of looking grateful, she looks at me like she hates me. She's helping Veer up, telling him he can go back to hers. And I'm screaming what he said to me earlier, but it's like she doesn't hear me. And they're heading through the gate and out. And it's done. I wanted to save Tina. Tina didn't want to be saved. It would have been over. But Veer can't resist. He hangs back, and he asks me what my deal is about Tina. Is it only my best mate I'll let shag her? And I'm thinking, that's a lame comeback. It doesn't even make sense. And when I look at Finn, and his face tells me everything I need to know. Why the night was so wrong. The thing between us that was turning us into strangers. And it all makes sense now. The timings. First 3 weeks, I get all these stupid messages from them both, having a drink together, saying how much they were missing me, making jokes, wanting to know my Aberdeen chat, and then that just stopped, like overnight. And looking at Finn's face, I know why. And Veer watches the bomb explode, smirks, and then just wanders off. And Finn and me, we just look at each other. He's got this line on his forehead that wrinkles when he's worried, and it's deep now, like he might cry. He looks just like 8-year-old Finn, so when he says, I'm gonna kill him, I almost laugh. But he picks up a spade leaning against the garden shed with a load of other tools, and he looks at me, and then he walks off. So
What happens next, Anthony?
I'm picking up a rake. The wood's weathered and rough on my hands. I get little splinters when I rub my thumb over it. I'm looking at the rust on the metal prongs. Looks weird under the streetlights. A bit like blood. It's quiet. I can hear the slap of my trainers on the pavement as I try to catch up with Finn. Sounds different on the grass once I turn it into the park, a low thud. Finn's sprinting fast towards Veer and Tina. She turns a bit just before he gets there, but there's no time to warn Veer. She steps back when Finn tackles him to the ground. Finn's punching him in the head, and I feel sort of proud and jealous at the same time. because he's good at it. Better than me. Looks proper when he does it, like something out of a film. And then Finn stops. He looks over to me. He's pinning Veer down, and it's obvious what I'm supposed to do. I run, and I'm holding the rake high so it doesn't knock against my legs. And it's really easy when I get to them to just bring the rake down hard. Finn scrambles away, swearing over and over like he's forgotten how to breathe, and the words have got tied up with his inhale. Tina's making this noise that makes me feel like Veer's face looks. I just sit down. I don't know how the ambulance gets called or when Tina stops screaming, but the policewoman who arrests me says the word murder, and it swims around my head as I'm cuffed and put in the van with Finn. And he won't look at me.
So much of the violence in the world arises from what Thomas Aquinas called the afflictive emotions, a whirling combination of despair, fear, and anger creates a tempest in the mind, and in combination with other factors, the results can be deadly. Listening to Anthony and the fatal event he described that terrible winter's night, I thought about all the things that affect our sight and our hindsight. He'd taken drugs and alcohol. It was cold and dark. His body was pumping adrenaline, and he was jealous, scared, and furious. In that chaos of emotion, everything happened very fast, and suddenly someone was dead. And then he had a new identity: the Christmas killer. Unable to shake that off, he was now stuck in a kind of malignant amber. Though he hadn't managed to kill himself yet, I was aware he'd been on the act book for much of the last 9 years. The prison knew that he was high risk. He'd made a number of attempts. Looking back, taking the shank to Finn's neck could also be seen as a suicidal act. Not only would it shatter group, Anthony's one safe haven inside prison, but also he must have known he was setting himself up for a world of suffering when Mad Andy inevitably avenged his nephew.
You're not having a good couple of months, are you, son?
Not been my best.
So the nurse tells me I've got about 10 minutes till the painkillers kick in and you drift off. So we've got a small window to finally get to the bottom of what really happened here.
That's not why I asked to see you.
Well, that's why I came.
I told you. I fell.
Over the banister, eh? Quite an achievement on your own, that.
Folks saw me fall. Anybody say I was pushed?
They don't have skin in the game, son. Safer to say nothing. But you're safer if you tell me who did this to you.
Safest in a different prison.
Ah, so that's why I'm here. You want a transfer? Well, maybe we can talk about that if you tell me what happened. I know Mad Andy's behind this, but I don't know which of his stooges actually did it.
I fell.
OK, let's go with that. You fell on your back and you have extensive bruises to prove it. But what about the foot-shaped bruises in your stomach and chest, and the finger-sized marks round your neck?
It's a mystery. Can you make it happen? The transfer?
Are you seriously wanting to be somewhere packed with folk on remand causing chaos? This is the best prison in Scotland for long sentences. Geared up towards rehabilitation and progressing towards parole.
Parole? After what I did in group?
What you did was... But parole boards look at all the circumstances. Losing your mum so sudden like that. They take the whole picture into account. I'm telling you, you're best half here.
You fancy me or something? Can't bear not to see my face in your rounds.
I'm not even going to be here, son. They're making me redundant so they can get some idiot kid in to do my job for half my salary.
Great. You can give us a slice of your leaving cake when we both piss off out of here.
They're bringing young officers in everywhere and they'll lock down at the slightest provocation because they're scared. When that happens, you'll be better off in here than any other prison, because more folk on remand means more lockdown.
I thought you'd help me.
I'm trying to. I can't stop you getting the transfer form, but I'm not going to move this along for you. I think it's a mistake. What I can do for you, though, if you give me some names, is sort out the nasty bastards who did this. My leaving gift to you.
I fell. So when's the cross-examination start?
How do you mean?
When you pick apart the holes in what I said.
Is that what happened in court?
My lawyer didn't put me on the stand. Thought it unwise, too unreliable. Too many inconsistencies in my account.
Did you think your lawyer was wrong?
I know what I know.
Is there more to say?
Finn tricked me.
He tricked you?
Yeah, the spade. Pinning Veer down, waiting for me.
You understood those things as Finn telling you to hurt Veer?
Yes. He said he was going to kill him, and when he picked up the spade, he waited like it was an instruction. I only picked up that... It would never have occurred to me to... The spade was found on the street outside the house, so he must have put it down seconds after he picked it up. What is that, if not a trick?
Maybe he changed his mind.
He launched himself at Veer. He punched the crap out of him, and then he pinned him down, looked at me, and waited for me to arrive, carrying the weapon he told me to pick up.
Did he tell you to pick it up?
You're not listening to me. He said he was going to kill him. He claims he never said it, but I was there, and I heard him. I don't know why nobody else heard it. Half the party was watching us in the garden, but nobody was willing to back me up. He must have said it quiet, but it wasn't quiet to me. It was an instruction.
Like the drugs. You said when he offered them, you felt he was telling you, you need this tonight.
Exactly.
The two of you had a way of understanding each other without words.
We'd known each other a long time.
You said earlier on this night you felt like strangers. Could you have misunderstood him?
No.
What would happen if you imagined you did?
No, I don't want to do that.
Can you explain why not?
Why? Well, it's so I can feel even more guilty. If Finn didn't... If it wasn't... That would mean that I wanted to kill Veer and what? Made things up. Saw things that weren't real to make it happen. Does that sound likely to you?
How does it sound to you?
If that was true, if it was me, then... Can
you finish that thought, Anthony?
Then how could I do what I did to him in group? He was my best friend.
You carrying, Anderson?
I was doing okay before you got here.
What did the PO say when he couldn't find the weapon after I stabbed him? Put it down on the floor, Anderson. Shanks. But no shanks.
You're a thieving bastard.
Come down, yeah.
You break everything!
Get down now! Get down! Get him out of here now! Get down!
A code red and B-hole! I repeat, a code red and B-hole!
Let me look at your neck, Finn. It doesn't look deep. A stitch or two maybe. Hold this firmly against it, okay? Now let's get you and Twitch to the healthcare wing. Come on. Come on, out. Come on. Carefully.
What is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you?
If Dead Elvis had been a second slower, I'd have had that shank so deep in Finn's neck, he'd have bled out in seconds.
In that moment, is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Does it feel difficult to recognise that impulse in yourself?
Yes.
Can you put into words why?
Because it means I deserve to be here.
That sounds hard. To feel you deserve to be here while also wanting to get out. That tension could make a person yo-yo between Seg and their cell, don't you think?
After that night with Veer, when Finn scrambled away, he looked at me like, this isn't what I said. And on the stand, Finn said it wasn't what he wanted or expected. He talked about how surprised he was, how, horrified. It sounded solid, like it was true. I've seen Finn lie, and I couldn't see any trace of it. So maybe...
Maybe...
I thought I wasn't responsible because I didn't hate Veer, but I didn't hate Janie, did I? And I hurt her. Maybe it wasn't Veer I was angry at. Maybe it was Finn?
That's a big thought, Anthony.
I thought it would be hard to do something really bad. Take a lot of effort, a lot of choice. Talk about crossing a line, but that's an understatement when it's killing somebody, right? It's not a line. It's got to be a huge wall on a mountain. You've got to choose to drag yourself up and over something like that. But it really did feel like a little line. One step was enough. Only became a wall on a mountain when I got to the other side.
The other side?
This side. Who I am now. The M word. The effort's all about getting back, isn't it? Being a good person again. Being somebody that has, worth. Feels like that's too steep a mountain to climb.
You're laughing.
No. No, it's just me rambling on about mountains. My dad's fault. Sends me letters, 1 or 2 a month. I've not written back since the very beginning, and visiting was completely off the table once I transferred here. Too far from to travel. Dead Elvis was bang on about this place, by the way. I mean, you must know. It's a shithole, right?
Remand prisons are very different.
Anyway, must be hard for my dad to know what to write. He used to write pages about his life, but feels like there's not a lot going on for him now. So the letters are short, sometimes just a couple of lines, but always some inspirational quote he's found.
It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe. Muhammad Ali. It's an interesting thought.
I don't really get it, if I'm honest. Just take the pebble out your shoe.
Perhaps the climber is too focused on the mountain to do that. If your mountain is being able to feel you have worth, what's your pebble?
I don't know.
Perhaps you could write back to your dad, telling him his quote made you think.
Well, be kind, you mean?
It's a start. Or perhaps you could try being honest with Danny when you're able to call her. You're not sure?
Honest is harder than kind, and I am bad enough at that. I've never been kind to Danny. Or to Mum. She didn't deserve me. She was... The first night I was locked up in a cell. My head pounding from the booze and the drugs and everything that had happened. I'm in the cell with this big old sleazy guy, and he's having a chug on the bus, but not secretly, just brazen, staring at me while he... And I am squeezing my eyes tight and holding my head in my hands to block out the sound and kind of just wanting to stop living in that moment. And then the duty sergeant makes this delivery for me from my mum. She's obviously talked at him until he's relented. It's a bundle of kitchen roll, and inside is my retainer to keep my teeth straight. I've just killed a man and she's worrying about my teeth. She was so sad about the thought of Christmas without Dad. A good person wouldn't have gone out. I would have sat and talked to her, made her dinner instead of hogging the bathroom, leaving it a mess and heading out without saying goodbye.
18-year-olds, even good ones, don't tend to stay in with sad parents when there's a night out planned. Being kind includes how you are to yourself, you know.
I'm the reason Mum died. And I'm the reason Veer's dead. And I think when I tried to murder Finn, maybe it wasn't him I was angry with. Maybe it was me. I wish I could ask him, like really ask him what happened that night. We were kept apart straight after, and then why oh why, but later, because of you, I had chances to ask him, and I threw them away. And now he's out, living his life somewhere, and I'm stuck in here, yo-yoing.
Actually, that's something I wanted to raise with you. Finn's social worker has written, Finn would like to meet with you.
Why would he want to meet me?
I don't know. But you just said you'd wasted your chance to properly talk to him when you were in group, that Finn was an essential part of understanding that night. It's possible Finn feels the same about you.
So what? He thinks I can help him?
I'm wondering, would it help you in any way?
I don't know. I'll do it if you think it's a good idea.
I don't think it works that way, Anthony. After all, I thought the group was right for you two, that you could work together, and that didn't work out. The last time you met, it ended very badly and cost you a great deal. So I think the decision is yours. You must decide if you want to do this, Anthony. I've long held a theory that the lead-up to a crime of violence is like numbers that come together in a bicycle lock. There's a combination of common risk factors that line up, including being young and male, but other things as well, like isolation, neglect, addiction and poverty. And then there's the last number, something random that causes the lock to spring open, releasing the act of violence. With interpersonal violence, that last number can be some small thing another person may do or say, something that the perpetrator could misinterpret as a signal. Listening to Anthony's story, I was starting to think that whatever these two young men had projected onto each other during their friendship had perhaps tripped the fatal violence that resulted in Via's death. He and Finn were each other's final number in the combination. I felt cautious about their possible meeting. I'd brought these two together once before and look what happened then. And yet, maybe their interdependence worked both ways. Was it possible that Anthony also needed this encounter? Could seeing Finn unlock something positive, help him break a pattern of self-destruction, potentially saving his life? Who could say?
This call is from a person currently in a prison in Scotland. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
Bloody hell, Anthony, you're timing. I've got a plumber in because the dishwasher's leaking. The doctor's phoning me any minute, and I'm trying to unpack my shopping before my peas defrost and my yogurt curdle.
Traditionally, people start calls with hello.
Traditionally, brothers call their sisters more than twice a year.
Why's the doctor calling you?
I had surgery to remove more nasal polyps last week. The swelling still hasn't gone down.
Are you okay?
I'm not looking very pretty, but yeah, I'm coping. Are you?
Define coping.
You never called. Normally you call me on the 10th.
I've been busy.
Busy?
The queues for the phone were... that's a lie. I've been in and out of seg a bit.
Anthony.
No, I'm gonna do better.
Right.
No, I am. I'm seeing this doctor, Alex, like a therapist.
In there? How did you land that?
All it took was smearing myself with my own jobbies.
You're joking.
I really wish I was. No, I was pretty messed up. Dr. Alex thinks I haven't really dealt with mum and stuff.
Doesn't take a medical degree to see that.
What would you know about it?
Every time you call on Mum's anniversary, you're so raw. Wondered why there was no call this year. And somehow knowing you were covering yourself in shite doesn't surprise me.
Sounds like you were worried about me.
I have too much on my plate to worry about you, Anthony.
Did you do anything on the anniversary?
You ask me this every year. No.
So you just ignored it?
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you go out? Were you with friends?
I just had a normal night in, Anthony. Why are you...
I'm not. No, I just...
Okay, I made her trifle. A big bowl of it, and I ate it in front of Pretty Woman.
Oh. Her favourite film.
It was on recommended for you.
Oh.
And I like trifle. I wasn't marking anything.
Sounds nice. Wish I could have done it with you.
Aye. Well, we'll do it together one day, when you're out.
I'd really like that, Danny.
I ought to... My peas.
I know. They're defrosting and your yoghurt's curdling.
Was there something you wanted?
I wrote to Dad today.
Seriously? You'll be delighted.
He's written me hundreds. Felt like it might be time. Thought I might start calling you a bit more, if that would be...
Yeah, that would be. But only if you choose terrible times to call. I don't want you phoning when I've got time to chat.
No. I'll make sure it's when you're in the bath or watching the Bake Off final.
Or shagging some dishy bloke.
No thanks, no. Please don't answer at all if you've had male genitalia anywhere near you in the preceding hour. Thank you.
Okay then. That's a plan.
Okay.
Anthony, you sound good. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Finn's out of jail and wants to talk to me.
What? Why?
I don't know.
You said no, right?
Well, I thought it might help me understand that night better.
What's to understand? He ruined your life, and now he's out. He wants to talk. Tell him where to shove it. Anthony, this is the best conversation I've had with you in years. Don't let him mess you up.
I've already said yes. It's all in motion. Alex is meeting him to arrange everything.
You need to stop this, Anthony. This is a bad idea. The only thing meeting with Finn will do is to... That's the doctor. I have to go. Call me back in 10.
I'll be back in my cell.
This isn't a good idea, Anthony. Trust me. I've got to... Just stay away from Finn. Please.
This Thing of Darkness by Francis Poet. Part 5, The Dandelion and the Orchid.
You're not late, Finn.
2 minutes past.
Well, not by my watch, and 2 minutes isn't late.
It was when I was coming here on licence.
Sit down. Relax.
Yeah, sorry. This place always makes me panic. Even if you know you're proper early, you're thinking, is my watch wrong? Is the hour changed? What if I've missed it?
The consequences of getting it wrong when you're on licence are huge.
Aye.
But that's over now, for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you, Finn?
Good, aye.
You've been shopping.
Just some stuff for the baby. Jade will bollock me for it. Says I'm wasting money, but I want my kid to have new things. Fun things. Not just hand-me-downs. I saw this. Couldn't resist.
A Christmas Carol.
Introduce her to the classics when she's wee. A short version, anyway. There's sounds, so you press the button when you see the picture, like... okay, so that one's a bit spooky.
Oh, very sweet.
Jade says you have to start them reading young. Books everywhere.
When's she due?
On Christmas Eve.
Hence the book.
But Jade's mum was late with her, so she reckons LB won't pop out after Hogmanay.
LB?
Short for light bulb. The size this website said she was after our first scan, and the name just stuck. I think she's going to come in time. I could just feel it. And I'm going to read this to her on Christmas Eve anyway, whether she's here or not. Jade says they can hear in the womb, so I've been reading my textbooks aloud, but not sure having critical practice and social work right to your belly is that much fun.
How's the degree going?
It's hard.
The workload?
No, I'm coping with that.
But there are aspects of the course that are hard.
Dealing with the other students. Some of them are okay. Some of them... Well, Like, when I tell them my background, their faces. It's like, what do you think this job is?
You seem to be thriving.
I could never have imagined I'd get to live this life. I feel like that guy in the postcard. You remember?
I remember. I'm happy for you, Finn. I worried the attack on you in group would set you back.
It set us all back. The group being cancelled the way it was. Stupid decision.
Yes.
But it didn't scar me. Not on the inside. Because you'd helped me get where I needed to go. To say yes to that music project. When I was in the medical wing being stitched up, a couple of the guys in there had heard my song. Said they liked it. It made me feel like a rock star. Nobody could touch me anymore. Not Anthony. Not my uncle. Because I was like somebody in my own right.
It's lovely to see you again and see you doing so well. But I'm here for a very specific reason. I spoke to your social worker, though she's not your social worker anymore, is she?
I kept in touch with her when I got off licence. She wrote my reference for the degree. She's kind of my mentor.
And you feel meeting Anthony will help you move forward?
Aye.
I have to admit, I'm a little confused, Finn. Because what I'm seeing is not a man stuck in the past. You have so much in your life.
You think I want to glow?
It's difficult to see how that would be useful for him, or you.
I wasn't planning on telling them about Jade or LB. Or the degree.
What were you planning on telling him?
It's hard to... It's like a feeling, not I can't sum it up. Why did you agree to meet if you're against it? Why bother?
I've not said I'm against it.
You've not said, but you're the same as everybody else. You think it's a bad idea.
Everybody else?
Jade's scared that it'll set me back. And she worries about me in the build up to Christmas. Thinks it's a bad time to even be considering it. But it has to be now.
Why?
Because LB. I want it to be finished. Everything between me and Anthony. Done. Line drawn. End of story. So I can be ready. To be a dad.
Oh, that's interesting. You hope a conversation will close that chapter for you?
Yes. I'll say what I need to say, and I won't look back.
What is it you need to say?
I have nightmares.
What about? About Anthony?
He's always there. But locked out. Like at the kitchen window, knocking to get in, or trapped in the wardrobe of my bedroom, or inside a car we walk past on our way to the cinema or the beach.
What's that about, Finn? Is there something about you moving forward while he's stuck?
I don't think I should be where he is, if that's what you mean. This isn't like some late confession. I did what I did, and I'm here. He did what he did, and he's there. I don't have any issue with that.
So why do you want to speak to him?
I was so focused on getting parole. Jade and me. Nothing was... While I was in there, it could only be friends. I knew she'd have people queuing up, so I wanted out. I was rejected for parole twice, and it felt like, proper gutted. And when I got it the third time, I was like, this is it. My life starts now. And it did. Me and Jade tried to start slow, but slow kind of wasn't an option in terms of what I felt. What we both felt. And that was better than I hoped. But living unlicensed, man, it's like... it gets under your skin. A few months in, I was half an hour late for my probation check-in. Missed one bus, the next never showed. And I explained what happened. Pretty average stuff. But my officer's looking at me like I just held up a bank. Having to make loads of calls, genuinely not sure whether I'd get to go home or be carted back off to prison. And then this other time, I was getting a train to go to a public lecture on social work. I knew it would look good for my application. And the toilet was out of order, and the queue for the other one was a carriage long, and so by the time I get to the station, I'm busting. And there's a pub with a toilet right in front of me. But my licence conditions, because of what happened, I wasn't allowed to drink or be in any premises that served alcohol, and I'm thinking, no, it's fine. But then you're like, yeah, but what if? And you're picturing them ripping you out of the life you're building and taking you back. So I didn't. And I pissed myself. Couldn't go to the lecture. I had to find a seat on the way home on the emptiest carriage, feeling sorry for anybody who came close and had to suffer the stench of me. My 12 years was done last year. No more licence conditions. No more risk of recall. I'm done. I'm out. Anthony will never have that. He's serving life. He'll be on licence till the day he dies. If somebody picks a fight with him and doesn't let him walk away from it, prison. If he's suspected of having committed a crime, and even if he had nothing to do with it, prison. He'll have that hanging over him when he's an old, old man. He'll never have what I have now. I think I owe it to him to, let him know that I see that. What he's facing. Not to say sorry or to... Just to say, I see where you are. I know.
The dandelion orchid hypothesis proposes that some kids are born dandelions, who flourish in almost any environment and may even grow up stronger in stressful conditions. Others are born orchids, full of potential but delicate, highly sensitive and in need of extra nurture to survive. Perhaps Finn was a dandelion. Many children are. But when his best friend, whose warm and welcoming home had helped him survive a tricky childhood, went off to uni, it must have felt like the sun going behind the clouds. When he got into prison, he found new ways to flourish again. He studied, he joined the long sentence group, and he got involved in music, open to every opportunity on offer. Above all, he started learning how to narrate his own life. Meeting Jade while still in the youth estate had been a huge bonus. In a way, perhaps it replaced the supportive relationship he'd once had with Anthony. The neglected child was able to have a nourishing adulthood, even if much of that had to happen in prison. No matter where we are, kindness is sunlight, attention is water. Minds change when they are cherished. In contrast, and despite all his apparent advantages in childhood, Anthony was the orchid who soon wilted in prison. So he flailed about and made choices that cost his mental and physical health dearly. But he still had the choice to be compassionate with himself. I remembered how he once told me he couldn't face doing life, but now that he'd been able to open up in therapy with me, it seemed as though he might find a way to use his prison time more fruitfully, turning towards the light.
I didn't know how to get a message to you before your meeting with them, to tell you not to. I changed my mind. I'm sorry to have wasted your time.
I don't feel my time has been wasted, Anthony.
But I thought the meeting with Finn went ahead.
It did.
Did you tell him I was going to meet him?
I made no promises.
I just think it's a bad idea.
It's important to trust your gut with decisions like this.
My gut? Yeah.
What made you change your mind?
I spoke to my sister. She said it was the best conversation she'd had with me, so...
That's good.
Your fault.
How so?
Taking the pebble out my shoe and climbing the mountain, am I? I was honest with her. And I wrote to my dad, like you said. I wrote to a couple of other people while I was on a roll. Dead Elvis, I'm not sure whether they'll forward it to him, but I felt like I needed to write to him. And Simon. Remember him? From Group.
Of course. I remember Simon. And Twitch.
Twitch isn't the guy you write to when you're searching for wisdom.
Did you get any wisdom?
Another quote from my dad. The best view comes after the hardest climb.
Helpful?
Not really. Simon's about to be a granddad. His son's a teenager now. Knocked his girlfriend up, but Simon's pure delighted. Means when he gets out, his grandkid will be the age his son was when he got arrested. Says he'll get to see everything he missed firsthand.
Oh, that's lovely news.
Yeah. I feel like I'm doing well. Like how I'm doing right now. I can't see myself going, getting myself in seg. I feel like I've cut the string on the yo-yo, maybe. And if I can keep my head down, that'll show them I'm okay. I can be trusted. So maybe I could get myself a transfer to a camera prison and an open prison eventually. You got me where I needed to be, Alex. Just in time. Today's our last session, right?
You got you to where you need to be, Anthony. You made good use of our time together.
Yeah. So how was he? Finn?
Do you want to talk about Finn when we can talk more about you and the positive place you're in right now?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, yeah. Who cares how he's doing? Did he say why he wanted to see me?
He has some feelings about your life sentence in the context of having completed his.
Oh, so it was a pity visit?
That's not the impression I got.
Well, doesn't matter now anyway. There's no guarantee he would have given me what I needed. Like if he refused to talk about that night, then he'd get whatever he wanted, and what would I get? I don't want to give him what he needs and be left with, nothing.
You said you'd made the decision, but it feels like you are perhaps still playing the options out in your head. Is that fair to say?
I was imagining what it would be like if we went ahead. Wondering if you'd be on my side.
From my perspective, this isn't an issue of sides. I would want this to work for both of you. But as you say, there are no guarantees. It could be useful, it could also be damaging. The question is whether you want to see him.
Yeah, forget it. It's off the table. My mind's made up.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Did you like him? When you met? Don't answer that. No, it's, I shouldn't have asked. Let's not waste our last session talking about Finn.
Morning. Who do you have for me today?
Anthony Anderson.
Oh, he's not back in SEG.
Not yet. He's written you a letter, urgent scrawled all over it in big letters. Perhaps he's struggling without your sessions.
It's not me he wants to talk to. Says he's listening to his gut and he needs to meet with his co-offender to better understand his role in what they did together. He's worried he's missed his chance.
Has he?
I'll follow it up and see.
Stayed of him 2 months ago. That's a very positive place for him to be. Well done, you.
I'm not so sure. I got this wrong before and I really don't want it to go wrong again.
So tell him it's not possible. He was right. He's missed his chance.
That's certainly the easier choice. One of the first principles of therapy is to stick with difficult things, even if it would be easier to say no or walk away. I didn't have the right or the duty to decide whether Anthony should agree to Finn's request for a meeting. After our last session, I found that the Japanese yokai, that mythic smoke monster made of fear, was back in my mind again, just as I'd once imagined it hovering over our long sentence group. You'd think that something made of wisps of smoke would disperse after a decade, but our monsters don't work that way, do they? Where there's smoke, there's fire, as the saying goes. Since that day when I'd found Anthony crouched and feral in that filthy unit in Seg, his mind overwhelmed by rage and shame, he'd made remarkable progress. But when we had last parted, I retained the impression that some embers of his emotions about Finn remained too hot to handle. That made his letter to me quite intriguing. I knew he was torn about what to do, and the note of urgency really struck me. Anthony clearly felt he must do this, rather like Finn did, as if it was a gate he needed to pass through on the road to a new place. In doing so, Anthony was breaking his habit of avoiding something that might be painful. His taking agency in this way was encouraging, and I had a sense that seeing Finn might represent a kind of homecoming for him after a long and arduous journey. But as with Odysseus, getting home might not necessarily be the end of the struggle.
I've asked Alex to stay in the room.
Fine with me.
It's just going to be the three of us, and I'll just be here as a kind of witness, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
How'd you think?
Twitch is hi.
You seen him?
Nah, but we write.
Yeah? I've started writing letters myself. How is the mad bastard?
Aye, pretty good. A new guy in his wing turned out to be a professional tattooist on the outside. Him and Twitch just clicked and he finished the tat. Twitch messed up. Looks awesome, apparently. Think he might actually be like, Twitch's boyfriend. He hasn't said that, but they seem to do everything together. And the way he writes about him, it's like how I write about Jade. Jade, she's...
Yeah, I know who she is. Your woman with the sirens and the wax. That worked out well for you. Courses like that are supposed to get you points for parole. Just a charming bastard like you to line up a family while you're there.
You told him?
It was a lovely piece of news.
I wanted to know why you were so keen to meet now. Funny time for us to do this. I mean, not funny. Definitely not funny. Weird, in fact. Or fitting, depending on how you look at it.
She's due in 4 days. I went to meet before then.
And tomorrow's 13 years. Happy anniversary.
I try not to think about it.
That must be nice. Imagine that's easier to do from out there. I think about it every day.
It's there for me to just try to focus on the future.
Yeah? So why are you here?
Not to talk about that. That's not...
What else is there to talk about?
You don't make it easy, do you? When we were sentenced, and after all that stuff with your mum...
Don't talk about
you got 20, and I got 12. Only 8 years between them didn't seem... I thought 12 was... Because, well, you know what happened. It seemed unfair on me and not on you.
Unfair?
No, hold on, let me... Even with your 20... being a minimum and me being eligible for parole at 6 still felt like it was a lot for what I did, but yours was okay for what you did. But when I got out on licence, that's when I realised the life part. And then I saw it then, with your mum. I saw the difference. And I'm sorry.
Oh, you're sorry why? Because the judge gave me a life sentence? Because I'm here because of you?
That's not true. You did what you did.
Right, this isn't what I thought it was. I'm not doing this.
Anthony, you have questions you want to ask Finn. There won't be another opportunity. Are you sure you want to step out of that door?
I loved your mum,
Aye, right.
Got all messed up with her hating me, but I worked through some of that in group before it all had to stop. I loved her. Sometimes Jade bakes cakes and biscuits and I think of your mum every single time. Her cupboard and me nicking her cherries.
Cherries?
Those shiny sticky ones. Bloody loved them. Now, do you want to do this or not?
My turn.
Sure.
Why did you sleep with Tina?
Seriously.
I loved her.
We were teenagers. Not real.
It was real.
You honestly think you and her would have lasted? After you being in different cities for 4 years? She even told you that wasn't going to happen. She said you guys would just be cool and see how it went.
Yeah, but first week I was away, she was on the phone constantly. Jealous of girls I was meeting. I could tell she'd changed her mind. She wanted more than that. Until you... Why did you? How could you?
We missed you.
Oh, how did that work then? Oh, isn't Anthony great? You say as you pull her knickers off. Oh, I miss that guy, she says, with your dick in her hand. We were best friends.
And you left me. You had everything, so you don't... But I had you. And with you, I was okay. I was something. FA Cup. Huh? All I had was you, and then I didn't. And I was doing really badly, Anthony.
Like all this stuff I didn't have to think about because we were pals. All the times bad stuff happened, I came to yours and we'd be laughing in seconds. It's like all that bad stuff was waiting for me when you left, and it was crushing me. And the only break I got from it was when I was with Tina. Because she was missing you too, and somehow you were there when we were together.
Was I there when you were shagging? Because I thought it was over 100 miles away, oblivious. You always fancied her.
Aye, maybe a bit, but it wasn't... like, that would have been, you know... If it was about chemistry, that would have been... We'd have felt bad, but it was so much more heavy than that. It was horrible, Anthony. It was so weird. I cried and she freaked out. And whatever I wanted from her wasn't that. And I thought it would make me feel better, but instead I took a lot of my mum's drugs after that. Me, her and that loser she was seeing back then. You wouldn't have recognised me. I guess that's what my life would have looked like if we hadn't met.
Were you trying to tell me in the pub that night about Tina?
No, I would have rather died than tell you. When Veer told you, I wanted to die.
But you didn't say that. You didn't say sorry. You didn't explain.
No.
You said you were going to kill him, and you picked up a spade.
I should have said sorry. I should have explained.
Why didn't you?
Because it's hard to describe. Like imagine you had this life support machine and you knew there was a button that would turn it all off. You wouldn't ever press that button. And if you watched somebody else do it, if they pressed it before you could stop them, you'd just freeze, right? Waiting for the machine to crash.
You didn't freeze. You went after him.
Yeah.
In court, you denied saying you were going to kill him. Was that true? I heard you. I thought I heard you, but maybe it was a look instead. Did you say it?
I don't know. I wasn't sure. And my lawyer said if I couldn't clearly remember saying it, then I probably didn't. Your lawyer was dragging up all that stuff about my mum and my uncle, stuff I'd told you in confidence about them, about what I'd seen, about not wanting to be like that, and your lawyer's using that against me. Now that proved I was culpable and you were misled, and none of that felt fair.
Did you say it?
I don't know.
Did you say it?
I thought it. Maybe I said it.
And the spade? You picked it up. Why did you do that?
I don't know.
Well, you picked it up and you looked at me like it was an instruction.
No, I picked it up because Veer was taller than me and I didn't want to come out worse.
You were just going to fight him?
Maybe. No, I think when I picked up the spade, I wanted him dead. I think I wanted to use the spade.
But you didn't use the spade. You only picked it up long enough to make me take the rake.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't telling you.
You looked at me. When you picked up the spade, do you remember looking at me?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I did that.
You said in court you dropped the spade, but it wasn't on the ground. I'd have seen and dropped the rake. You pushed it into the hedge so I couldn't see it.
No.
Why didn't I see it then? Why didn't I trip over it?
I was running. Maybe I shoved it into the hedge. I don't know.
Why did you get rid of it?
Because I thought it made me look stupid. I felt stupid. I felt weak. Like, who cares if he's taller? I can take him.
You still wanted to kill him?
I don't know. Maybe.
You ran at him like you wanted him dead. You were like a missile, knocked him over. You were punching him like you wanted him dead, and then you stopped. And you looked at me. And you were pinning him down, waiting for me. You wanted him dead, but you wanted me to do it.
No, I stopped because I was tired. I wasn't angry anymore. My hand hurt and Veer's face. I'd won. I stopped because I was ready to stop.
You pinned him down.
I had his hands so he couldn't punch me.
You looked over to me. You told me to hit him. Not with words, but that's what you told me.
No, I was When you came, that was it. I didn't want that. How could you think I would want that? It was the most brutal thing I'd ever seen. It was, I can't even think about it. The sight of it, the sound. I never wanted that.
No.
Anthony, why did you do that?
You told me.
No.
You wanted me to do
why
it.
would I want you to do that?
You told me.
Why would I want
You
to do
told
that
me.
to someone?
You did it.
What's wrong with you?
You told me.
No.
I play it out. How it could have gone. Like if you had just said sorry instead. Maybe we'd have talked, or I'd have punched you until we were okay again. Maybe I'd have stormed off home and never spoken to you again. Veer and Tina would have gone to her place. Everything would be okay. Or maybe not. Maybe I'd have just picked up that rake and killed you instead.
You wouldn't have done that.
How do you know?
That's not who you were.
It is. It's why I'm here. I did do that. I had this fireball in me, but it belonged to you. Like it was you I wanted to shoot it at. But you and me, everything. I should have killed you. But how could I hurt you? We were brothers.
Yeah, we were. We loved each other.
I felt like you were helping me through it. The hate. Like you were saying, I know where you can put this. Put it here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying? Were you telling me to hurt him instead of you?
No. No, I wasn't.
No. My mum was wrong about me and what I'm capable of. Veer was just collateral damage. Poor bastard. It was you I wanted dead that night. I wanted you dead again in group, and I nearly did it that time. I would have killed you with that shank. It wasn't a threat.
I know. I was there.
So that's who I am. I hurt people I love.
Well, not one thing. I'm not a drugged up loser. I'm not Mad Andy's violent nephew. I've been reading this thing about how the brain develops from a course. We think we're fully grown in our teens when we fill out a bit, get some hairs on our chin. But we're still forming our identity right up until 24. And trying to do that in a stressful environment, it can stunt you. And it doesn't get more stressful than banged up in a place like this. You were 21 when you brought that shank into group. You weren't you. A version of you, prison you. But that's not the real you. Doesn't have to be. And that night with Veer, what you just said, you killed him because of me. Because you cared about me too much to take all that anger out in me. That's not somebody who hurts people they love. That's somebody trying very hard not to hurt a person they love.
But it was all in my head. You weren't saying anything to me. I thought we were communicating, but we weren't.
I think we were. Maybe. Badly. I think what you thought was me telling you to do stuff was me asking you.
What do you mean?
Whether you wanted me to kill Veer. I think that's why I looked at you when I picked up the spade. I think it was a question, is this what you want? If this is what you want, if this will make you forgive me, if this will keep you in my life, I'll do it. I'll kill him. I didn't know that until just now.
You mean it?
Yeah. I think that's right. I think that's where I was at.
And would you have done it? Would you have killed him for me?
I didn't want to. When I got enough punches out, stopped being angry, when I was holding him and looked at you, I think I was saying, is it okay for me not to? But if you'd walked over and handed me that rake, if I knew that was the only way to make it right, to keep you, I think I'd have done it.
You could have come to Aberdeen. I'd have paid your fare. You could have crashed with me. I might have stuck at it if you'd been there.
I'd have been scaring off you my whole life.
Better than this.
Not for me. That night, I spent years wishing it undone. But now, it's harder. I wouldn't have Jade, my wee light bulb in her tummy. I wouldn't have my hires. I wouldn't be training to do something I never thought I could be good enough to do. I wouldn't have the life I have.
Remember that Skeletrix I had? We played for hours, but one of the cars had got a bit battered and was just slower than the other. And it was my set, so mostly I got to play with the fast car. I won every race.
You gave me turns with the fast car.
I won in every 20 races. My life was like that fast car. Until I left for Aberdeen, and it's like you and me switched cars then. You keep winning, and I can play my slow car any way I like, but I'm always going to lose. Nothing about my life is better because that night happened.
No. I'm sorry.
I had a good 18 years. You didn't. So now you get to have a good 18 years. And maybe it'll be my turn again. Mum had life insurance, so there's a house and some money when I get out. Maybe I'll have it all, and then you'll be struggling.
Maybe.
Remember that school trip to Stirling Castle? We sat across from Veer on the bus and played cards. He had this big bag of sweets and he shared it with us. And because of that, because we were kind of mates on that trip, he invited us to his Laser Quest party. He got really annoyed that we were better at it than him, so we weren't really mates after that. But us laughing on that bus, that memory feels... However sorry I feel for myself about what I lost, he lost everything. We took everything from him.
Aye. And his family. I dread seeing his mum or his sisters. Once thought I saw them when I was shopping. I ditched the trolley I'd spent half an hour filling and walked out, but when I looked back, it wasn't even them.
Do you dream about him?
I dream about you.
Me?
I feel worse about what I did to you. 'Cause bad things happen to people, but you're not just people. I never wanted bad things to happen to you.
You don't carry it as heavy as me. Veer.
I carry it.
No, it's not. I get it. You didn't kill him. I did.
This was a big deal. For so long, Anthony had been at war with himself, riven with guilt and anger about the harm he had caused. All his actions in prison had been a testament to shame's power to keep people stuck in denial, blocking out the possibility of change. Finally, with his friend's help, Anthony was perhaps beginning to let go of his shame. This didn't mean that everything would be magically easy for him going forward, but it was significant. I thought about that famous Churchill speech a few years into the Second World War after some important victories on the battlefield. This is not the end, he said. It's not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. I went to look it up and came across a lesser-known, quite beautiful part of the same speech. I have never promised anything but blood, tears, toil and sweat. Now, however, the bright gleam has caught the helmets of our soldiers and warmed and cheered all our hearts. I gazed at these two young men facing each other across the table in this small room. Despite all the blood and tears they'd known, I thought I detected a gleam, a little installation of hope, something to cheer the heart.
Is there anything else you want to say to me?
I don't think so. When you next write to Twitch, tell him hi from me. I can write to him too if he wants. Me and Simon are writing. He's going to be a granddad.
Yeah?
Yeah. Babies bloody everywhere. Good luck with her. Don't mess it up.
I won't.
When I get out, if I don't mess things up in here, she'll be not far from the age that you were when I met you. Maybe I'll visit. Maybe that's a bad idea.
I kind of think maybe there's something in your 18 years bad, 18 years good. Maybe the only way to make sure we both do good is
Stay away from each other.
Aye.
You're probably right.
I had a wise forensic colleague who was particularly interested in the way that violent offenders change their language of agency over time, as if they were gradually filling in the missing colours in their personal narrative. He talked about a long staircase of acceptance. They climbed with small incremental steps, beginning with the first step of "it wasn't me," and ending in a final step of taking responsibility and saying, "I killed." Anthony had got stuck on the first step, not helped by his mother, who so desperately wanted and needed to believe in him. I've seen many mothers like her, clinging fast to righteousness no matter what their children have done. I do like that image of the staircase, but often what I've seen is that coming out of denial is so hard and so sad. It's more like walking the road to Calvary, a kind of excruciating stumble toward responsibility and redemption. Not everyone gets there. Therapists like me neither judge nor fix those who travel this difficult path, nor do we try to make them behave better. We just walk with them while they do the work of accepting who they are. We are their companions on the way, keeping them company on the journey. I think that's the most we can ask of any of our fellows in times of suffering, to be with us. I think of the great spiritual teacher Ram Dass saying, "We are all just walking each other home."
This call is from a person currently in a prison in Scotland. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
You weren't joking about calling at the worst time, were you?
It's traditional to start a call with...
Hello, Anthony. I've got friends here. What do you want?
To wish you Merry Christmas.
You're early.
Hardly.
Christmas is when baby Jesus popped out. The anniversary of that is tomorrow.
Okay. What's happening with your face?
How are you insulting my face? You can't even see me.
Have you been on the Baileys, Danny? You're swelling and that? Has it gone down?
Aye. All good now. And
Good.
yes, I may have had a few drinks. It's Christmas Eve.
I saw Finn.
Oh, Anthony.
No, it's all good.
You say that, but every time he's in your life...
He's not in my life. I won't ever see him again.
Okay. Good, I think.
I don't want you blaming him anymore for what I did.
I'll never stop blaming him.
You're so like Mum. She thought I loved those sticky cherries, the ones you get in flapjacks and that. But it was Finn that loved them. He stole them out of her cupboard. If Mum had brought him those flapjacks in prison, he'd have been so happy.
Are you ill? Mum hated him. Why would she bake for him?
I just think some of the bits of me she loved were actually Finn. And some of the bits of Finn she hated were actually me.
Mum loved you. All of you.
Thank you, Danny. I'm going to be there for you.
when I'm out. You can teach me how to do that airway physio stuff Mum used to do, and I'll help out in any way you need me to, like with the shopping, keeping stuff tidy. I am much tidier than I used to be.
Right.
You'll be glad I'm your brother.
You don't need to do all that. I am glad.
Will you come visit me, Danny? I know it's a long drive, but just knowing you might visit every so often, it would help. I promise we won't fight.
We always fight.
I know.
I'm not good at visiting. I'm not like Mum. I won't bake and chat away about the neighbours.
Thank God for that.
Okay, Anthony. I'll visit.
Something to look forward to.
In This Thing of Darkness, Alex was played by Lolita Chakrabarti, Anthony by Lorn Macdonald, Finn by Reuben Joseph, Twitch by Brian Ferguson, Simon by Shaun Mason, Donna and the Governor by Karen Bartke, Danny and the Mental Health Nurse by Elysia Welch, and Dead Elvis by Andy Clark. Autopilot was composed by Jill O'Sullivan and Lee, and performed by Jill O'Sullivan and Louis Abbott as part of the Distant Voices project. This Thing of Darkness was written by Frances Poet with monologues by Eileen Horne. The series consultant is Dr. Gwen Adshead. It is a BBC Scotland production, produced and directed by Kirsty Williams and Gaynor Macfarlane.